This fool is just so comfortable.
I'm glad somebody respected that. I thought I'm gonna get like this is gonna be great. People are gonna love me for this, and then just Estrada. But
Yeah.
Now, everyone in the comments thought you did it. You were like going and meeting a girl because you're getting so much pussy.
that's
off
a
the
good
podcast.
thing for them to think. I'll go with that. Yeah,
Let them
it was.
think that.
It wasn't my Puerto Rican friend Jordan Lopez at the Gold Room where we just got hammered.
Yeah, you weren't hanging out with just another man sadly in a bar.
Yeah.
It was a hot chick. It was fun.
So we're here with a big star, Chris Estrada.
Oh, come on, guys. I'm a regular
nervous.
guy with just more talent and money than all of you.
Just your average Joe who could
just your
buy a
average
house.
Jose, you know.
Just a thespian.
Thespian.
Just
yeah.
a- yeah.
Thespian.
Yeah.
You might recognize me from Hulu's This Fool. No big deal.
Yeah, I saw you. You were on Kimmel, right?
Yeah, I was on
the
Kimmel.
other day.
That's right.
Or what was
Yeah.
that? Like a couple weeks ago?
That was a week ago.
A week ago?
Yeah.
How was it? Was
all
it
right.
Is it like nerve wracking and shit or?
Nah, it was a trip. When I came out, I was just like looking at him. I was like, wow, this guy's fucking real.
Yeah.
Thought he was gonna
He's like
start
a real
crying.
person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you bond with Guillermo?
The one time I'm there, fucking Guillermo's not there.
What? Oh my God!
I could've-
Bullshit.
That's because he's filming season 2 of this fool. He's the new lead.
This fool. We go to New York.
You're just working for Jimmy Kimmel the whole season 2.
I'm the new security guard.
Yeah.
You just swap with him.
Yeah.
Did you said you got like an acting coach and everything for that, huh? Because like when they said that like it was gonna happen and you were gonna film a whole season, did you like
Not
start?
only did
did
I
you start
say-
panicking?
Not only did I panic, they said, let us get you an acting coach. They said, we'll pay for it. And
Yeah,
I
they
said,
didn't leave it up to it.
No, they insisted.
Yeah, they were like, we trust Chris. He's
No, no,
got
no.
chops.
No.
Like,
No. They saw 2 mediocre sketches I was in, and they were like, this guy needs an acting coach.
yeah, they dug up Stella Adler.
Yeah.
Oh man, Chris, I'm happy you're here because on the way here, Joey and
Yeah.
I got stuck in those. You're the only person I know from LA that hates this. Those bicycle gangs, those dudes on the bicycles.
These fucking commie pieces of shit.
I fucking hate those people.
They, what are they fucking called?
I
Midnight
don't-
Mob or whatever?
They all have a really
Yeah.
gay
I
name.
didn't realize there was a political message behind it, but they were being aggressive and they were like, "We own the road."
Yeah.
You know?
They ride around like it's communist China.
Yeah, exactly.
They're on their
Yeah.
pigeon bikes and
And it's like a fucking 300-pound dude doing a wheelie on his bike, and he like
Kills
hits
me.
your car and then yells at you. He's like, "What the fuck, fool?" And you're like, "What? You hit
know.
me?"
I know. I have no respect for those guys. The other day, like my girlfriend got mad at me because I would roll the window down and go, "You fucking losers!" And
I was telling Joey, I was like, dude, if my car window worked and I could roll it down, and if I could get away quick, I was considering rolling my window down at a stoplight and be like, "Hey, just so you guys know, you look really gay," and then drive off.
anybody who's riding a bicycle for fun, like if you're not like an older man that needs to ride it because you got a DUI.
Exactly. You better be a fucking busboy or have a DUI if you're on a bicycle in the middle of the city. Like I hate people on bicycles just casually like on a major city street.
Yeah,
It's-
like in Little Tokyo.
It's so annoying.
Oh, it's the
I
worst,
really, I
dude.
don't think
The
I could.
city's not built for it.
No.
I hate, and those fools are arrogant.
They're really arrogant.
arrogant.
And they think because the city made a little bike lane that means like I'm still almost killing you every time I fly by you.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're on a piece of tin.
No, it's crazy when they ride in the middle of the lane. If there's no bike lane, they'll just be like, "Oh, I'm a car."
Yeah, they act like a car, and they go, "Oh, I'm a car. I'm going 7 miles per hour."
but I'm gonna
Scum,
run. But I'm
dude.
gonna run a
Scum.
stoplight.
Awful people.
I
And a stop
honk,
sign.
I honk at them.
I've gotten in so many. Dude, I had a guy.
I've thrown shit at them. I hate.
I had a guy start punching my back window of my car
You should have reversed and ran him over, man.
But he got it. Well, he was upset because I almost killed him. I almost backed into him.
He was a little.
He was a little
peeved.
pissed off. He
Yeah.
had a near-death experience because
Maybe he had a point.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I hate those guys, and they ride. There's just something so childish to me. If you're in like you're in your 30s and you're calling all your friends, 100 of us are gonna go meet and ride bicycles. You're an adult, you fucking loser.
You're an adult.
Yeah.
I know.
And just make it really dangerous for 30 seconds everywhere we go for everybody.
The only thing more embarrassing is the rollerblade guys. That do
yeah.
that.
yeah.
Who are those people?
They meet at Weller Court in Little Tokyo.
Oh, I've never seen those guys.
And they rollerblade, and they have lights in their rollerblades, and they just, I would say like 50 of them run around in packs, and one of them has a boombox, and it's the most embarrassing goddamn
Do
thing.
they kind of stay in that area?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never tracked their full route, but I know they go through my apartment complex and around Little Tokyo, and I don't know how far they go. Probably not that far, but it's
You can't go that far in rollerblades.
No, you can't.
No.
Yeah.
I think they're going from like a furry convention to like a bestiality convention.
You at Union Station, they're always there too. That's where that's their hideout.
They'll do. I get skateboard guys.
Yeah.
I get like groups like 50 skateboard guys.
Skateboarding's like kind of cool though.
No.
Yeah, it is.
It's cooler than
It's a fucking
rollerblade.
Yeah,
child's
'cause-
toy.
way
It's
cooler than
not-
rollerblading and bicycling.
Yeah.
If you're like 35 and you're skateboarding, what the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing?
dude?
Those fucking.
What are you doing? You're
I
not.
don't.
You're never gonna be Tony
Yeah.
Hawk.
I like the kids though.
Yeah, and then the kids, the skateboard,
I like kids
those
that
are there are
skateboard.
skateboard kids.
Yeah,
in
Richie
Mom.
loves kids.
Yeah, I saw that
Richie's
coming.
all about kids.
I set myself
They,
up for
uh,
that.
Richie's
Loved
all
kids
about
for a long
kids.
time.
Yeah.
No, but the bicycle guys will literally get and they'll like open up the doors and then slowly just pile through the station. And they're like, there's like old people and like homeless schizophrenics there. They're almost like crashing into every 3 seconds.
That's
and it's
good.
just-
Shake them up a little bit.
yeah, but I mean, come on.
You know, give them a little.
Like, what are you doing?
Because there's so many levels to
Yeah,
bicyclists.
the cops will chase
Yeah.
them.
There's
the worst.
there's like there's
Yeah.
like the guy with the DUI. There's the bus boy, the broke bus boy with no
fake-
car.
fake sponsor.
There's
fine.
these dudes that think
Those
they're cool
dudes,
doing it,
yeah.
and then there's those rich white people
Tour
that
de
dress like
France.
they're in the Tour
Tour
de
de France.
France.
Yeah.
Dog, they wear a Pierre outfit. I'm like, you're on Vermont. you're on Western. Like,
know.
There's nothing
Yeah.
French about
Fucking
this.
asshole has like a camel
Yeah.
pack, like
Yeah.
you know,
Kills me,
to
dude.
hydrate on his big ride up Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
It kills me.
I don't feel if I hear they die, I don't really.
Well, it's
feel
like manslaughter if you hit one of them. 'Cause it's
That's
another
what's
vehicle.
annoying.
That's what annoys the fuck
They
out of them.
fuck
They're
with
super
you.
butthurt about that.
It's vehicular manslaughter.
Yeah,
right?
they don't. It's not murder if you kill one of them.
But you still are in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, you'll do
if
like
you hit
4
them.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Like-
insane.
No, that's
Almost
not,
worth
but that pisses them off. They want to be like, you
Dude.
killed me.
That's like doing
a-
4 years for a bug hitting your car.
Like,
Yeah.
if I had that much anger in me at one point and I didn't have
Yeah.
shit going on, you would go, it's just worth it to kill one of these motherfuckers.
I
get
You know?
away with it.
They
there's
need to
been
learn a
times
lesson.
Yeah.
when I was doing Postmates and shit like that, and you're just having a
Oh,
stressful,
yeah.
shitty
Same
day.
here
and
when I
they're-
was doing Postmates all
I
the time.
wanted to clip them so hard.
Oh, they were
Just
the
a
worst.
regular guy.
Just a nice
doing
clip.
Postmates.
Look at
Doing
these.
Postmates. I'm doing Postmates now.
Are you serious?
No way.
When you showed up,
Yeah, he's ordering Postmates
we filmed
now.
this because here's the thing: we filmed this like short
Yeah.
film at my place, and then the next day Chris came back to get some of the equipment.
Yeah.
and he was driving like a.
I was
like
driving a beat up.
It was like a jalopy.
Toyota.
I was like, this fool's not paying that well, I guess, huh, Chris? Like, what's go? It was like he drove a donkey here.
You're like, dude, Poncho, fucking spend some of that.
I
This
told
fool
them.
money.
I told them I was like, "Oh, Devin, my dad passed away. This is the only thing he had. He left me." And Devin's like, "It's a donkey. It's a donkey." And I was like, my father died in my arms, and he's like, "Oh, it's a burro. It's a burro."
Jackass. Look at these assholes. Look at these guys.
Yeah,
Look at this.
See, on the other side,
How do you not hate that?
tongue
how do you
out.
not?
on the other side, they're also really
When we
cocky and
outside,
have the
we see my
opposite
son,
opinion.
Manny,
They think we're all assholes.
They drive their car to bicycle
Yeah.
They have like a
in the
lowered
middle
goal,
of the
though.
road, like right off the fucking 10 freeway.
It's terrible, man.
Oh man.
Oh,
Oh man.
Make 'em- I
Big
mean-
memory. 2 minutes.
I don't get how this got taken over by like cool like inner city guys.
Don't panic when or the
Estrada, I'm
logo.
asking you because this is one of my favorite things about you. What neighborhood? This is my favorite Chris Estrada thing.
All right, let's try and get a
He's
look.
the
Yeah,
Ferdinand
that's right.
Magellan of Los Angeles. He's the Christopher Columbus of knowing where every 7-Eleven is.
Yo, get there. Yes, sir. Don't panic. Car is parked. This is my favorite parking in downtown LA. Banning and
Well, they
what
just
is
showed
it?
it. Chris, where is this? The map.
Work your magic.
Is that Banning? Because I do know where Banning in
Yeah,
Santa
it's-
Fe is.
it's-
Yeah, that's the warehouse.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
where
it's the warehouse.
Yeah,
district.
I was
Bay.
I was gonna
Y'all
let
everyone
Chris
park
do it, but I did
here. And the
recognize
bikes
him.
is out Sottery. We on the way to the spot right now. Oh, don't panic. What's up, bro? Outsidery.
They think
yeah,
anyone
you got better, bro.
cares.
Yeah, they love talking to people.
Sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Something about an Asian dude with a black accent that I'm always just like, shut up.
I
dude.
feel
I
like
know.
Cambodians and like Laotians can get away with it.
I give those fools can get away with it. Like if you're from Long Beach and you're a Cambodian Crip, like
Yeah.
Go ahead.
call me the N-word. I don't give a shit.
But like Aquafina doing it
Koreans
bothers me.
Yeah, no, don't do it.
I have a problem with when Aquafina does it because then you hear her, she talks normal. When she does like Korean movies, she's like she did like a movie where she's like a Korean American, like just
Maybe that was her acting though. She was like, oh, I gotta talk normal.
she was like she studied she studied for it.
She's got a voice coach.
Yeah.
You to not code switch.
Black History Month is for Aquafina.
Yeah.
No Capri, no handeries.
That's the right up front. This is where John works.
The bikes is out, son. The bikes is out. The bikes is out. The bikes is out. The gangery. That's a big mini bike.
Yeah, they all meet.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
man. The
literally-
whole 7 outsidery.
God, this guy's such
my
a
God.
fuckboy
Outsidery.
idiot.
Yes,
There's
sir.
everybody must hate him at your job.
Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
the police are like the two things that annoy okay, so that's a special assignment for LAPD there. So they get time and a half to be there. So like half the guys are SWAT team guys, and they just like the two things that I think annoy the most are like guys like that, the skateboard guys, the bicycle guys, and then dudes who play their boom boxes out loud.
Because you know what's annoying about these guys
Yeah.
is that they're not really breaking the law,
No.
but cops hate when you're being annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
They're
and they know
pushing
they can't.
it.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
pushing it.
They're just
Yeah.
pushing it. Yeah. Like, because it's not like if you want to go on a bike ride, you go to like the mountain, like you go to a
Go to
trail or you
Malibu.
go to Malibu, the beach.
Go to Santa Monica. They have a bike
Yeah.
trail.
It's
you know?
perfectly set up for it.
Yeah, why don't they go to the west side?
You don't bike next to freeways.
Go to the beach.
Like
They're the bike trail.
scumbags.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I hate them. I hated them today. They were so fucking annoying. And then you're putting me at risk of killing you, and then I have to deal with all this big
Yeah,
headache
then
afterwards.
you're the asshole, yeah.
Now
These
I'm-
guys were particularly bad. They were like swerving through lanes
Yeah.
and they'd like cut right in front of the car. They're all bike people are a little bit annoying. These guys were actually insane. Devin's not being hysterical right now.
No, they were crazy. And then they all parked at Homeboy Industries and went to work.
Good, my guys.
Because they're all trying to have swag about it and be
Yes,
like, cool.
They're all trying to have swag about it. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
And be like, yo, I'm weaving in and out of the street. This is
Yep.
dangerous, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Does anyone ever
Yeah.
tell these like Asian dudes that are acting black or Mexican, like, does anyone ever just go, "You're Asian"? Has anyone in their life ever just clapped at them like their grandfather, be like, "Stop it"?
Well, my
I'm
thing
sure
is,
their
just be a
grandfather
cool
did
Asian
that.
dude.
Yeah, the grandfather. Yeah,
the grandfather.
Yeah, you nailed it. You got it.
What?
Yeah, you mean like
I'm
other
sure,
gang members or
it's got to
something?
be their pet dad's probably pissed off all the time. Like they're not gonna get shit from their friends or anything. 'Cause they're
Yeah.
talking like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, just be a cool Asian dude.
Just
Yeah.
be a cool Asian guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned in Seattle that somehow you're allowed to just be a wigger.
In Seattle,
Yeah.
it was very interesting.
Did
That
you
was
find that out going up there?
Yeah, dude. Everybody we spoke to was like every white dude, like nerdy white guy. Like Joey, when we went to Top Golf, we played Top Golf at this mall,
Yeah.
and our waiter was like this just like nerdy white dude. And we'd be like, but when he'd come over and ask us if we wanted like any more drinks, he'd be like, "Y'all want any more drinks?" And we're like, "What? You look like Waldo. What is going on here?" Everyone in Seattle.
They look like Waldo, but they got that John B. Like beard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they had that
You know
line
John
up.
B?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
strap and
yeah, the
shit.
strap, yeah.
Even we had like a middle-aged like Vietnamese waitress at this like seafood place, and she was like, "What y'all want?" Like everyone's like kind of got a hype beast.
Yeah. You're like,
"I want the grits and gravy."
I like to imagine she's like, "What you flat booty white boys want?"
you're like, yeah, is this good? And she's just like, oh, they put their foot up in that. You gonna love that.
It was just like an old Vietnamese lady, like, "What you peckawoos want?"
Pasty motherfucker.
Seattle was a very, very. I hate saying wigger because it is racist.
Say it, bro.
You know what it is though?
But
It's
I don't know
that,
how to
like,
explain what a wigger is besides saying wigger.
It's because white people stopped listening to rock music. That's what happened.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
stopped
yeah, you're
listening
totally
to,
right.
They stopped listening to rock music.
Yeah, rock died.
We
Rock
needed,
died, and they stopped listening to it.
we
and
needed Puddle of Mud more than we ever thought.
Yeah, you actually are right. Rock died, so then
Yeah,
everyone
rock
just had to
died. Yeah,
adopt
yeah.
like hip hop culture.
And now, if you get like a new type of Nirvana, it's not going to be pure. It's going to be like a mix of hip hop and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
all these other things, you know. And
Yeah,
it's
like-
not like white boys aren't just comfortable being white boys. You know, like not y'all, but like those,
Sure.
It's
those
white
that are
people
trying to be-
without identities
Yes.
adopt.
Yeah.
And you adopt
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Isn't that crazy? There's so many people out there that have adopted a fake identity for like half their life. They're like 30, 40 years of like they've convinced themselves they talk that way.
You know what you never see is like a 50-year-old wigger.
Oh, dude, those
we're headed
exist.
that
They
way,
exist.
though.
Those exist.
Oh yeah, they
Have you
do
seen 'em?
actually.
You know my favorite?
Especially in San Francisco.
Have you guys seen that video of Mr. White Folks? You
No.
guys know from American Pimp? That
No.
documentary? Oh, you got to see Mr. White Folks.
Oh, the
Yeah.
white pimp.
Yeah, the white pimp.
Yeah, actually,
the
I
white
have
pimp.
seen that
was
dude.
a badass.
Yeah.
Well, these are the exceptions that prove the rule. For the most part, you're not going around.
If you're a pimp, you're living it. You're allowed to do
That's
that.
a real.
But if
black
you
sign
just like
contract.
if you just live at home and you have one of those like you have like one of those like race car chairs on the floor and you just play Xbox and you're just going out and acting black all day, it's obnoxious.
Mr. White Folks is the best though, because he like hangs out with all these other black pimps, and he was like, you know how it is. I tell him it's the ocean in the the motion in the potion, baby. I slap a hoe, and they're all like, all the other dudes are like, yeah, white folks. It's great. That fool he kills it.
You've never seen American Pimp, Devin? It's
I don't know. It sounds familiar. But
it's what the Player Haters Ball is based on.
Yeah,
that sketch.
Oh, okay.
And there's literally pimps like walking their hose around, and they're like, "Look at the floor," and they're just like showing them off, and they won't be allowed to like look up or like.
it's how I like it.
It's pretty great. They really control them,
Nice.
and I like
Great.
that. I like seeing it.
Nothing better than controlling a woman through fear and
Intimidation,
manipulation.
manipulation.
Nothing like
intimidation.
heating up a wire.
pressing it in their thigh.
Getting a coat hanger hot and
Yeah,
scaring them
yeah.
with a burn fear.
Making your own brand, branding them.
Nothing like putting a phone book up to their ribs and just so the bruises don't show.
Putting a 38 to the phone book, seeing how far the bullet gets. Oh, lucky you! Only got to the G's this time.
Oh, he's got a purse.
Yo,
Hey, y'all.
man, that fisheye lens has been making people into influencers for too long.
I know.
This guy just kind of won me over with that wheelie.
It was impressive. Yeah, it was impressive.
Oh, he's bunny hopping on one wheel?
Yo, he got skills.
Oh shit.
Don't panic. Yo.
Don't panic! These
You know
people.
what's gonna happen is a week after this podcast airs, you guys are gonna be at that bar you guys hang out at.
Yeah.
And then you're just gonna see 50 bicyclists
yeah.
waiting outside.
They're gonna kill
It's
us.
gonna be him. He's like, "What's up, y'all? Y'all talk shit about me?"
He's like, y'all talking shit? That's every time I've ever been checked in LA. It's always like they never even say you talk shit about them at first. They go, I heard you were talking about my cousin. Or it's always like you fucked with one of their family members and you're like, I don't know who that is. I don't know. And then you just get naked and run home.
Yeah, Chris, could you tell your friends to stop doing that?
Yeah,
to us?
I'm gonna tell. Yeah, just like, leave Devin alone. Yeah.
Chris has been a victim of that type of shit.
I've been a victim of that kind of
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been the perpetrator of that.
No. I don't think- Chris, did you ever have a day where you were like,
those fools didn't like me either.
No, Chris is like the nicest
Yeah,
person I've
did
ever
you ever
met.
have like a triumphant win?
But did they? No,
in the growing up against somebody who was just
Yeah, I
tougher
mean, I've-
than you, or
Yeah,
or you just always got beat on?
No, I feel like every time out of all the fights I was in, I mean, I only fought up until I was in like maybe 19.
Right, right.
And it was only like once a year that something would happen. But I feel like it was half of them I lost and then half of them I won.
That's not a bad record.
That's good.
That's
Yeah.
not
Pretty
bad.
good.
Yeah.
Were you ever pressured growing up, like to join, like did you ever were you like a bad gang member for like a second?
No, I wanted
For
to.
like a
though.
week?
I wanted to. I thought it was badass. I like when I was a kid and I saw American Me and like Blood In, Blood Out.
Yeah.
And I was like 10. I thought going to prison was dope. I was like, damn, I can't wait to go to prison. I want to go to Pelican Bay. I really thought that was dope. I just was like, damn, that's what those movies don't do, right? It's like, it actually looks cool. You're like, oh man, people respect you and fear you.
Yeah.
All my friends are here. This is
Family,
awesome.
loyalty. Like, yeah.
Were you in like a gang high school?
No. I was in a tagging crew,
What?
but that was different.
Oh,
A tagging
tagging.
crew.
Oh, I think it said Italian crew. I
No,
was like,
no, a tagging crew.
I was in an Italian crew.
So I guess you're Latin.
Yeah.
The
Tagging crew. Yeah, what was your name in the tagging crew? You had like
I was in a tagging crew called B&O. It stood for Beyond Number One.
Fucking sick.
And then even worse than that, my tagging name was Mix77.
Mix 77.
No, it was just Mix. Nobody ever called me that. I just chose it. It was like
Connor was
so
in a
embarrassed.
Connor was in a tagging crew for a little bit.
But
His,
that fool, yeah.
his name was Lust.
Yeah. Oh, Lust over there.
When I lived in Minneapolis, I did graffiti with these crazy roommates that I had for a little bit.
Yeah.
And my name was Sax.
Sax?
Sax. Like SACKS. And it was
That's not bad.
But
That's
here's
all right.
why.
That's better than Mix.
No, but it was because I would only do nutsacks. So for a while there was just nutsacks all over Minneapolis, and it was just me.
And Sax was all city. All city Sax.
Yours actually isn't that bad. That's not
It's
that.
pretty
That's
bad.
not that.
pretty
Mac.
bad.
What is it? Max.
Mix.
Mix.
Yeah,
It's not
that's
that bad.
embarrassing.
It's not that bad.
I got arrested for it though.
Did you?
Fucking
I
tight.
got arrested when I was 17. I went out with my friend Trends. we bombed a building, like a big piece over in downtown, and then we were on top of this building. But the thing is those helicopters, they have heat sensors.
Yeah.
So we hid under an air duct, but they could still see
They
you.
put a chopper on a graffiti
Really? For
tip?
tagging?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the early 2000s, and it was at the height of like. I mean, it was. a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of
the tagging was a big. I remember
Tagging
one of
is
our
huge.
neighbors' kids
Huge.
got arrested for tagging.
Yeah, it
They
was
really
huge.
cared about it.
Oh, shit, I
Now
didn't
they don't
know
care
that
at
was
all
huge.
anymore.
And then like tagging crews used to become just they would get sucked into gangs and stuff like that. And
Oh,
then, you know,
shit, okay.
it was like
Tag bangers.
huge. Yeah, they
Yeah.
become tag bangers. It was huge. Like that guy Chaka. You know, you guys know that guy Chaka.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he's like from the 80s or whatever. But like,
It is like a preschool for gang activity.
yeah. It was basically that.
Yeah.
And then we got arrested, and then I fucking got arrested. That fool Trends got away.
And Trends is such a
Trends,
bad
of course.
influence.
When did he
name.
leave you? Like, at what point in the night?
We jumped off a building because the cops were there, and then he took off, and those fools took out guns, and I was like, oh, I'm not running if they took out guns.
Yeah.
So then I just stayed there, and then they took me to Central Booking right there at where is it by your job
Vignes?
Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Twin Towers. They took me to
Vignes.
Twin
On
Towers.
Temple?
Yeah, no. Twin Towers
and
is
Cesar
over.
Chavez.
Yeah, Twin Towers over at Cesar Chavez. But I was 17, so they couldn't keep me.
get-
So they called my mom. She had to come and get me at 3 a.m. She brought my sister with her.
And they were like, we regret to inform you your son's name is Mix.
They're like, all right, leave him here.
And she goes, leave him.
No, those cops were hilarious. They told my mom, like, because my mom doesn't speak English, so they told my sister. They said, "Tell your mom that if she wants to beat him up right now because he's cuffed, she could."
Oh my god!
We're not going to do anything about it. And then my mom just whooped my ass in front of cops.
Holy shit! What
right,
a
you told me
different
that.
time.
God, that's crazy.
Did Trends make fun of you for surrendering?
You know what? They
He was
wrote
like
wrote free Mix all over the city. For
Oh, hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Nice. So you were like a legend.
I was a legend.
Yeah.
I was a legend.
And then they were like, yo, I heard Mix ratted. They take you out, they paint you. They take you to they take you to the desert and they just shoot you with a spray can.
That was the 2002 version of Tekashi. I was just
Yeah, you were-
I was ratting on everyone. I was like, y'all know Treyway.
You look like a fucking
Why are you outside? You're supposed to be inside. I don't got cold. I didn't say you did. Oh.
Here's what is weird to me about these guys that talk this way is that it's like, how do you train your brain to constantly not to be like sleepy at the end of everything you say, where you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, how does that work?
Nah, man.
No one talks like that, like when they're like as a person born. You have to train your brain to constantly be going like, how you doing? They're like every moment you have to be cool.
Yeah, they think only nerds are like fully alert. And
Yeah.
their
Yeah, exactly.
senses-
It's like nerdy to fully be alert.
It's like, why are you so awake, nerd?
But you know what it is? You know what it probably is? It's probably like the way you talk when you're on lean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
It's gotta be
Like if you're
lean.
on lean, you're kind of dozing. And all these fools probably do lean.
They probably are like
Yeah.
high and shit.
Yeah.
They're trying to project, look how fucking chill I am.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
the coolest guy in the fucking
I
world.
wish
That's all lean culture to me, though.
Yeah, it is.
you know?
I
It
wish they
is,
were
yeah.
actually like on drugs. I feel like they're just trying to sound like the person on
Yeah.
drugs, but they're not actually doing them.
Yeah, if they like lived it, I'd be into this. You know, if these guys were
a little bit more.
shooting
I'd
up while riding,
I'd
it'd
give
be
them a
great.
little. Yeah, if they were like boofing lean before they fucking ride.
The annoying thing is that half these guys end up at the Americana later that night. Like, they're fucking annoying, like Filipino girlfriends, and they just like stare you down at the In-N-Out.
No, they're the worst.
My whole life has been getting stared down by people like this at an In-N-Out at 1 a.m. Every In-N-Out I've ever gone to in Southern California, it's me and I'm like in a stare down with like some 15-year-olds who have a much better car than me.
Yeah,
They're driving like revving like a really cool
like a
engine
Charger,
of like a BMW that their dad got them, and they're just staring me down. And I'm like, I'm 30, but I'll fight you.
Some Armenian teenager that's like, let's grapple.
Exactly.
yeah, exactly. Who has a purse? Has like a Gucci purse on them.
Some chiseled face Armenian kid's like, come on, let's go.
Big hopperies.
Yo, he's
Yeah.
That's gay.
Yeah.
You're hopping around like a bunny rabbit.
Yeah.
It's gay.
Oh. Oh. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
Yo, you riding a bike?
Oh,
Fuck, he
touchery.
touched it. Touchery.
Whoa.
Whoa.
They're like, see, a wheelie is cool because usually you have 2 wheels. So when you do a wheelie, you're on 1 wheel. And then they have to catch you. They're like, make sure to be tired at the end of that sentence.
The thing that's annoying about it, that's where everybody gets picked up. They're just
No, they're
chilling. But
walking.
everybody's just, that's where everyone who just wants to go home
Yeah.
has to go to
Yeah.
get picked up.
Somebody's-
It's an Uber pickup spot.
And if you drive through there and they're there, they look at you like you're the asshole.
Yeah, exactly. And then
They're
they
worse.
beat the shit out of you and put you in a coma in front of your 5-year-old or some
Yeah.
shit.
Them and Dodger fans. Them and Dodger fans.
They treat every car like they're a Giants fan
Yeah.
during the rivalry game.
Oh, watch out, Chris.
Oh shit! Oh shit! It almost got
Even when they're
dangerous.
alerting people of danger, they're like, watch out. They're like, yo, that dude's gotta go.
I was not impressed by what that guy did where he was standing on like...
No.
I did that when I was 11.
No. You could tell this
Yeah.
guy's like, they just give
Like-
it, they're just like, we have a white guy, like, make him feel good.
Chris.
That's not even that cool.
Yeah.
There's
Almost
nothing
took your
actually
life
impressive
away.
so far in this whole thing.
No, no one's even good at this.
Oh, yeah.
See, like, what's so much cooler about the East Coast is that, like, the dudes that are like this on the East Coast that shut down the city, like,
Yeah.
they have those fucking DMX,
three-wheelers.
like,
Yeah,
the
three-wheelers.
Rough Riders.
Yeah, the Rough Riders.
Riders. Yep.
That all fucking get out of the way for it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's a
I
display.
respect that.
Yeah, you see a dude that looks like Sticky Fingers from Onyx, and you're like, oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck, okay. Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, Naughty by Nature's here.
Yeah, Trench is here.
I'm seeing a lot of wife beaters and neon. I'm gonna get out of the way.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, did fucking Cypress Hill do this shit? Come on.
Yeah.
What cool people do you ever heard of in hip hop that, like, you know, rode their bicycles around?
Yeah. No handeries. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
If y'all couldn't tell, we got a lot of niggas
Let's get
outside
to when
right
they
now.
go ruin everyone's day.
These are like
What's up,
Is
boys?
this all they do? I thought they go out.
these are like no jumper kids.
Oh, here they go. Yeah, they are.
These are no jumper kids.
These are no jumper kids. Yeah,
They'll
they
be
love.
like, yeah, we love Adam 22.
I love Adam 22. Like,
Do we need to find a girl to suck the whole bike crew?
They're like, man, Vlad, that's for old heads. Vlad TV, that's for old heads.
bro, who is Adam 22? Is he like isn't he like a porn star too and shit and like into like what is that guy?
You know, he used to be a pro BMX guy.
Oh,
He was like a street pro BMX guy. And he was really into hip hop, and I guess he started a blog, and then, you know, throughout the years, then he started like a podcast and all that.
right.
I used to play poker with him. He's sort of a
Seems like a nice guy, actually.
yeah. He goes to the Hustler casino all the time, and I used to play online with him weirdly too.
Yo,
yeah.
right.
So his name is like Adam 22, no jumper online, and he started winning. I don't know if he's like how much he's spending and stuff, but he like won a couple of decent tournaments.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Huh.
Did you have any like interpersonal interactions with him?
No.
Oh, okay.
Did you fuck his bitch, dude? He's one of those white guys that's like, I'll become black. I'll just get so many tattoos. I literally am black. Yeah. Like, he's,
Great. They're in the fashion district.
that's like
Where is that?
That's Little Tokyo. They're riding right down First Street.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's Little Tokyo.
Yo, stay on alert, yo. Everybody.
How fun could that be though? Like after a while,
don't you get
They
tired?
seem bored. Like, look,
Yeah.
it's silent.
And
this
then
looks
you gotta
boring.
ride back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to go all the way back to your car.
Yeah. that
And
shit
then
is
drive home. If this is like what
I'm never trying to hang out with that many people either.
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
The next day
this is enough. Like right here.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, you don't know who here is wanted for something.
Yeah, this
And
is
then
enough.
everyone-
Like if Jace came in, I'd leave. And it's not because it's Jace. It would just be like, okay,
It's a numbers
It's
game.
just too many
numbers
people.
Too
game.
many.
Yeah.
It's like Joey's move that he did the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone who just meets up, like, you know what I mean? For
Yeah.
anything, biking. I like the 3-wheeler guys.
Well, that's what's so funny about like cool guy, like cool, like this culture or whatever,
Yeah.
where it's like these guys are all very like they all think they're very alpha and everything, but it's like, but all they do is go hang out with like a bunch of dudes.
It's too
every night.
swaggy. That's what I don't like about it. It's too swaggy. No.
There's no self-awareness to it.
No
It's like when,
self-awareness, yeah.
so like bronies, for example, you go there and they're like, we know we're weird and we're losers. These guys are like, no, we're cool. We need you to believe that we're really cool
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing cool about what's going on.
Chris, what's going on with this new 6th Street? Is this 6th Street Bridge?
Oh,
like,
yeah,
that
that shit is
cool?
going insane.
What is even so? What is the big deal with this thing?
It's just that it's the new bridge and it looks cool.
And it's a tourist attraction
It's
now?
a tourist attraction, and people get in the middle. Fools will some young Latino cats will get in the middle of it and then start giving you a fade in the middle. Have you guys not seen those videos?
No.
No.
There's a lot of young Latino cats, like they'll go and then like a barber will go, because there's a middle like part of it, and then some fool would just start lining you up.
Oh,
and
here we
fading
go.
you up.
Comedian?
The
Yeah.
6th Street
Will they still dress up all 1950s?
There he is, man getting a haircut in the middle of 6th Street Bridge.
in that time, but this is a new one. Have you seen this? There have been street takeovers, donuts, tagging, and now this, a haircut.
Well, this
This
is
video
like
posted on Instagram by a driver.
the most
actually
innocent
drove
of
over
all
the
the
bridge.
things
Yeah,
you
it's
just
fine.
I'm
named.
pretty sure we can think
There's
of a
been
better
donuts,
place.
gunshots, and now this, a haircut. What the fuck?
A Latino gentleman getting a fade. There was a quinceañera photo shoot there too, like not too long ago.
Oh, really?
It's just, you know what it is? It's just that it's a lot of like pedestrian shit happening
Yeah.
on the bridge that like is pissing everyone off.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's probably for
Well, it's
TikTok.
pissing off the drivers, but yeah, it's all for TikTok. It's all for Instagram. Like it looks cool if you're a fucking barber. You're like fading some fool up, you
in
know.
the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TikTok is like ruining everything.
It really, yeah.
It's really, it's decimating our culture. There's gonna start being like plane crashes just because like the pilot was on TikTok, like filming of talk.
Couldn't walk out of the casino.
Yeah.
Didn't you say last week that you saw someone with like their books or something pretending to read on TikTok
Yeah,
or whatever?
I don't know if it was on. I don't know what she posts on. Whoever this girl was, but she seemed like an influencer
Like
of
she
some
was- yeah.
sort, and she was just faking her whole day like around me. I watched her fake read a book.
Wow, that's insane.
And take a picture. I watched her fake work out and take a picture. I watched her like she actually also had food.
Yeah.
And I saw her take one bite of it and take a picture
Yeah.
and then didn't eat the rest of it. Yeah. No one lives in real life anymore. No. You know?
You know what's happening, but it's weird to see live someone curating their life right in front of you. It's very odd.
John does that. John's a fucking
curate my
influencer.
life.
Yeah, no, you're big on TikTok. You love.
I don't like. I don't go on TikTok.
Dude,
It's just
you're
fucking. That's just Chinese propaganda.
You're so
I don't fucking
fake,
know that
dude.
shit.
You're the fakest guy.
Dude, we're fucking calling you out.
Dude,
right
you're
now,
getting.
dude.
I'm,
You're
on-
getting
I'm,
called
I'm
out.
getting pressed right now about TikTok.
Our friend Ramsey Badawi, he had the joke where he's always like, he does this character when we're hanging out of a guy who just saw the documentary Social Dilemma. And he's all like, dude, have you seen Social Dilemma? They're selling our data. Or he goes, man, I call that Instacrack.
Dude, these apps are set up to keep us on there, bro.
Yeah, that's what he
Dude,
says.
they got your mind tricked.
That's exactly what he does. That's exactly.
I call that Instacrack.
They're using our own psychology against us, bro.
Dude, you gotta watch
Wake
your screen
up.
time, okay?
Dude, check your fucking screen time. Turn your shit black and white. It's the only way to fight it. And we popping wheelies downtown Monday at 11 a.m., yo.
Chris, real quick, I saw this. I typed this fool in. I didn't know that you got candid as fuck.
Oh, no.
Hulu's this full star Chris gets candid AF. What did you do on this podcast? God,
Nothing.
big Hollywood Estrada getting all candid AF now.
I get really wild on LA TV. I really went for it.
You really went. You went wild.
What like? Because obviously I don't know all of it, but what was like all the shit you had to do when I saw you're literally doing like falconry?
Oh yeah, dude.
And I saw you
Had
standing.
me go to an LAFC game. You know, the soccer team, the LAFC, and they were like, "You're going to be the honorary Falconer."
Oh God!
And
that's what's got to be the worst part about getting famous as a Mexican is you have to like be like wheeled out at soccer games. You have to pretend to give a shit about soccer now.
And I'm not like, you know, I mean, God bless LAFC. I'm not a fan though. You know, I don't watch it. You know, so like it was so funny because I wasn't going to do it, and then I was telling our friend Ramsey that I don't think I'm going to do it, and then he said he found a video of Will Ferrell doing it, and he goes, "Oh, Will Ferrell did it. You're not better than Will Ferrell. Just do it for the bit."
Yeah.
And then he's
right.
And then I said, "You're right." And then he goes, "It'll be really funny." And then I realized while I was doing it, I felt so dead inside. I was just like, "Why'd I do this?" I was literally the stupid ass falcon on. I was like so dead inside. I found no joy in it.
Yeah.
I had no. I'm not even exaggerating. I felt no joy. Like,
dude.
I was like, I wasn't amazed by it. Nah,
it's so funny to hear Chris describing it because I saw it live, and he is literally just going like this.
There's a lot of people who told me, they go, "You just can't fake that you're not like
you don't know how to pretend to be happy."
Well, it's not. I just felt
you look like you completely.
look at that! Look at that!
Look at this.
Oh fuck!
Picture.
Look at that!
Look at me and Imperioli. All thanks to Chris. He
Oh,
literally gave me probably the greatest moment of my life. Meeting Imperioli. Look at that. Look at that beauty. All right,
should tell this
block
story.
Chris with the picture.
Let's tell this story because this is like the most charitable act ever done in human history.
That is a great photo, though.
It really is. That's the best moment of my life.
I like that your mom made it into a photo for you, a big photo. There's a mug, right?
Bro, my mom has made it into so many things. It looks like I was a Make-A-Wish kid, or like I'm autistic, and I'm like, I met Michael Imperioli. Whee! Like it's like on everything. She got a T-shirt made.
There is a lot of our mutual friends who hit me up, and you're like, this is like Make-A-Wish, and I was like,
the only thing that could have topped it is if you were like, you're like, listen, like, before Kobe died or whatever, you're like, Kobe's gonna give you a piggyback ride. My new show.
At some point, Devan sent me a screenshot of you were texting Michael Imperioli, and you were trying to just be like, "Hey, this is the guy you're going to be in a scene with. Here's this sketch that
he watched City Guys."
That's what.
And I just saw him seeing City Guys and just being like, we live in a simulation. It's the dumbest, most basic thing ever, but we're such Sopranos fans that it's the only thing that would make me go like, this is the coolest fucking thing.
I love City Guys. I fucking love City Guys. So when
you're the biggest supporter of us, you're all we have. Chris, you're literally all we have.
You're a last lifeline.
Yeah, but I love City Guys though. It was what City Guys remind me of, like Jacob's Ladder or something. Like it's insane.
Right.
Yeah. It's just insane. It's so like
it is a weird little manic.
Yeah, it's so manic,
weird,
and schizophrenic.
thing.
So I was like, oh, he has to see this.
I can't believe he watched it.
Yeah, and he watched it. He was like, I'm excited. He goes, he said, I'm excited to play around with this guy.
Oh, man.
How did you meet Michael? Like, what was the first conversation?
They sent him the script, and then we had to offer it to someone, and we offered it to like a bunch of people, and they said no. Like,
can we get names, or is that
no? It's okay. Tim Blake Nelson. You guys know who that is? Tim Blake Nelson.
I don't.
He was,
yeah.
He's a really good actor.
Really good actor.
Who is he?
Blake Nelson.
He's you'd know him if you saw him. I don't know how to explain him.
Can you pull him
He
up?
was in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? He was.
Was he one of the brothers?
Yeah, one of the brothers.
He's the skinny guy.
He's in Holes.
Oh, that was the guy that played like Billy the Kid in that
Yep.
new. Oh, that guy's fucking good.
He's
a great actor.
Yeah, he's great. He turned it down.
Imperioli is way fucking better, but
He's
I
in
love that guy.
Buster Scruggs.
Yeah,
exactly.
He is
He's
Buster
the main guy.
He is Buster Scruggs.
Buster Scruggs. He turned it down. It was at the height of COVID, and he said he just wasn't doing anything for COVID. And then we offered it to Bill Burr. Bill Burr said no, which was cool to like.
Yeah, it's cool to still even be able to reach
he said,
out.
Fucking no.
Yeah.
Like, that's great. And then somebody was like, you should offer it to Michael Imperioli. And I was like, nah, he'll never say yes. But it was when the podcast was going on. He was like, I heard he doesn't get offered as many stuff as you think he does.
He's like a hot girl.
Yeah.
Not getting asked out.
Yeah. So
They're intimidated.
They're intimidated. Yeah.
We sent it to him, and he watched it and then read the script and was like, yeah, I'll do this. Like
That's so fucking amazing.
He called like who our managers or whatever, and was like, yeah, let's meet and talk on Zoom. And then it took like a fucking week from sending it to him. I thought it was gonna be like a month, but
That's awesome.
cool.
He was so smart.
Yeah,
and,
fool is
like,
smart,
deep,
huh? Yeah,
and
deep, yeah.
really thoughtful and
Yeah.
just fucking like in the moment and into philosophy. And,
Yeah.
and but like
The coolest moment was when he told you, "Hey, good job on that one."
that's I'll take that with me for the rest of my life.
That was fucking
I was
crazy.
yelling at Christopher Moltisanti. It was like the weirdest moment of my life.
When we were filming that scene, it was cool because during like when they would yell cut or whatever, and then I would go up to Devin. I go, "Hey, Devin, you're probably wondering what my process is right now."
Yo, Chris, talk about when you asked you tried to make a joke with Imperioli.
That was the
and
worst.
he took it because he just does it. He took it very seriously. And it like didn't work
yeah,
at
it didn't
all.
work at all. 'Cause, you know, he's a very sincere guy and really earnest in the best way possible. And it'd been like a month already, and I went up to him joking around, and I said, "Hey, Mikey, my man, as a veteran in the game."
Mikey.
My man.
And then I said, as a veteran in the acting game. And then I said, the script here, it says, Julio looks surprised. Like, what do you think is better, this face or this face? Like,
You did this
Yeah.
sincerely.
but I thought he knew I would
You
be
thought he
joking.
knew, yeah.
Because I had not ever talked to him like that, you know? And then he was like, he just looked at me, he goes, wait, are you fucking serious? And then before I could go, no, I was joking, he goes, Jesus, man. And he goes, listen, we've been doing this for a month. You're okay at it, you know? And then he goes, these lines right here, they're just action lines. You make a choice. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it too much. You know.
gave this
They're
long-
for the and then he kept giving me advice, and then I just
And
thought,
you're like, and now
"Oh,
you
shit,
can't
I can't."
butt in and say I was okay. Don't even keep embarrassing. I was kidding.
Yeah, I had
Like-
to let him talk for 2 minutes until I said, you know what, Michael, that was what a great advice. And the thing about it is that I was just joking.
You're like, yeah, I hear. I'm sorry. I bombed. I bombed really hard. And I couldn't get a word in.
Yeah.
Devin claims that he had a good goof that made Imperioli laugh.
I did. Maybe I'm making it up. I was a little.
I just wanted to
I was
check
sleep
with
deprived.
Estrada.
I was sleep deprived. I don't know. Didn't he say something where he was like,
You made him laugh when we were just talking. Like,
Yeah, a little bit.
You said something about, like, because you mentioned, my mom knew John Lydon from the Sex Pistols
Right,
or whatever.
right.
And you were like, oh, you probably wanted to bang my mom or something.
Sure.
And then he started laughing.
yeah. I was trying to be a big anti-Trumper too.
Yeah.
What
I know
was
he
the
hates.
first-
So I was like on set. I'm like, we got to get rid of these fucking fascist MAGA supporters. And he's like, that's my guy. All right, yeah.
Wasn't there a goof about how Chris was like a diva or something?
Chris did a joke about like being a big diva now, and then Imperioli kind of laughed because that's obviously had been a thing on
that
set
was
for a
the
while.
thing, yeah.
And then I think Imperioli said he's like Norma Desmond or something like that now, or something like that. And I was like, yeah, if Norma Desmond drove a Scion. Or whatever. And then he laughed at that.
You know why he laughed
He
at
laughed
that?
at Chris's pain.
Yeah, he did, because one time we were leaving set, and we were walking towards where my car was, and there was a Jeep there, and it was a really cool looking Jeep.
Yeah.
And he goes, "That's your Jeep?" And I go, "Nah, that's my Scion." Over there.
And then you
He looked so disappointed.
You morphed into a gerbil and then got into the car and drove away.
It just became a Kia Soul commercial. Like,
Oh yeah, that's Kia Soul.
That was so
whatever.
funny if he turned into like Christopher from the show with you and you made that bad joke.
Yeah,
and he was
started
like,
beating
"What
me.
are you, a fucking retard?"
Yeah. He just starts choking you out.
Truly, still mind blowing to me. Is he in
It's pretty
season
crazy.
2?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's in the whole.
Yeah,
he's gonna
he's
be
in the
in
whole thing.
until the show ends. He's gonna be in
Yeah.
the show, right?
Hopefully.
That was the best thing I've seen him in literally since The Sopranos. Like
Yeah.
truly, like because he's so funny, and half the reason The Sopranos is so brilliant is because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
and he showed you guys like highlighted all of the funniest aspects of him.
He was cool. He was telling me
With
like
that
cool
role.
stories about David Chase, how like, because he was a writer on Sopranos, and he would go, we would just like work on ideas and like episode ideas, and he would lay down on the couch in the office and not talk to anyone for 3 hours while we were just talking about ideas, and then he would get up and go, "That's not it," and then he would do the whole.
Joey and I are like about to come right now.
I know.
I'm like,
isn't that crazy?
We're becoming Farley from that sketch where he's like, "Remember when Michael Imperioli?" Yeah, but no, I could listen to this all fucking day. Yeah. This is amazing.
I try not to ask him too many questions about it because he was doing the podcast at that time. And I was like, he's
right, he's over it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because when the podcast ended, I go, "Are you going to miss doing it?" He goes, "No, I'm tired."
Yeah. I remember I was so nervous to take a picture with him. Thank God you were there and you knew how important it was. And you were like, no. Like, Devin, come on. Did you get a picture with him? Like, let's go, get a picture. And then after that, you tried to you want to play it cool. So the whole time I'm just like, yeah, I'm an actor. You're an actor. You know, we actors. Like,
baby. Let's ride bikes later.
I'm not going to 6 a.m. Like, I'm a big fan, Mr. Imperioli. Like, the Sopranos is my life. And so I just pretended. And then at the end, I got a little gay, and after the picture I took with him, I was like, "Listen, I just truly like."
I saw when you did that. I walked away because I don't want to make you.
It was so awkward.
You were like cringing. You're like, "Oh God, this is disgusting."
It was like sweet, sincere Devin that you would never see.
Yeah, nobody ever sees.
Nobody ever sees that.
But I was like, I want you to know, like, this is literally one of the coolest moments of my life, and I've been playing it cool. And, but literally, you're one of my favorite actors of all time. I've watched The Sopranos. It's my favorite thing of all time. And I said, "You're one of my favorite actors of all time." I could tell he was like, "Right. Yeah, no, it's great. Okay, thanks." Like, because to him, he's like, "I'm not even in that much. Yeah. Like, I'm in the most iconic show ever." But he's, he as a working actor, he's probably like, how would I be anyone's favorite actor? You know what I mean? But he truly is.
No, I remember seeing that, and it just cracked me up because I said, "What an intimate!" Like, never. Devin hasn't even had that much of an intimate moment with his lady.
I took him out to dinner that night.
He's never been this sincere with anyone.
I asked him if I could go to his house and take the trash out, and I'd clean up. I do everything I don't do for.
No, we should paint that wall. You're right.
I went to his house and go, "We could paint that wall."
Sure, Mike. Mikey. Whatever you need.
Whatever you need, Mikey.
Let me empty this coffee mug, this coffee pot.
That was insane.
I did have a feeling watching it though, where I was like, "This sounds crazy," but I was like, "This could be a turning point for Imperioli because he was so good as a comedic actor."
Yeah.
Now that people know that, like, he could have a whole comedic career.
He's going to be in White Lotus.
Yeah, he's in White Lotus season 2 now.
Yeah. Oh wow. Season 2.
It's about to come out. That show on HBO, the
I haven't seen that.
Mike White show.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it.
I love Mike White.
Are you taking credit for that?
Oh, no. That fool had it.
I'm kidding. No, you launched his comedy career.
No, without Chris, Michael Imperioli would be a bum.
No, you're like his Tarantino, and he's Travolta.
You know what he did tell me, though? It was kind of funny. He was... I guess Zach Braff had some show like on ABC, like after Scrubs or whatever. He was like, "Yeah, I was on another comedy. Like, I forgot what it's called. It's called like Big Apple or something."
Sure, yeah.
And then he was like, "I was like, how was that?" He goes, "It sucked."
Have you had a conversation? Well, I'm sure you have, but so the show came out. He must have been like thrilled with it, right? Like, it's
he was really cool about it. Yeah. He was really he actually. You know what's crazy? He told me this. He's never seen an episode. It wasn't until the podcast
of The Sopranos. He never watched it.
He never watched it.
Yeah.
And he says he doesn't watch anything he's in.
Wow.
He says what would get him excited was just whatever the written material is. Because he likes to write himself, and he was a writer on Sopranos, and he wrote that movie Summer of Sam. He was like, no, I don't even watch any of it. I just watch, like, I'll read it. That's
He's
what
like a true artist.
He's a true artist. He's the only guy I'll accept that answer from. Like, when guys like Johnny Depp and shit, they're like, "No, I've never seen Pirates." I was like, shut up, asshole. What are you talking about?
Like, watch it with your kids, you weird loser.
Yeah,
like,
You never
don't
saw
your kids
Edward
want to see?
Scissorhands?
Yeah, like Edward Scissorhands, like up close. Like, come on. But man, oh God. I can't get. You reminded me it happened.
Yeah, it was great,
dude. I had no sleep. Every scene I've ever done in any little show, it's like, were you ever able to even get sleep at the beginning? Like when I did that indie movie, the whole first week I was just, or like the first few days, you like can't go to bed.
Every day was like you would sleep shitty hours.
You just roll around thinking about your lines, and then also you get off. Once you get off, you're so like hyped. You're like, I can't believe this long day I had. Like,
you're tired
think
but
about
wired.
everything. Yeah, you're wired. Yeah.
That shit was insane, but it was cool though. It was cool seeing you act with them,
dude. It was the great. Honestly, that was. Thank you so much. That was, and the show is legitimately good.
Yeah,
it's the only thing any friend of mine has ever made that I didn't have to lie to them about.
Exactly. No, truly. It was such
truly.
a pleasant surprise.
Actually,
you wouldn't be on this podcast right now if we hated the show.
No, but it was great. I knew it was. I remember my girlfriend was like, when she was like, "Well, you got to find a way to put Devan in there." And I go, he's been screaming about it since like 2013 or 14 when I first met him. He's been yelling about it.
That was what I also really appreciated about, and Joey will appreciate this more than anybody. Chris said, "You're not one of those fucking new Sopranos fans."
We were watching the VHSs, and
I go, "You've been annoying everyone with this shit since 2014."
Well, that was so funny that
the least I could do.
You recognize that there was a new era of Sopranos fans from the internet, because in the pandemic, Joey and I were like excited people started caring about the show again.
Of course.
But then it got a little overboard where it was so memeified. Like it turned into this meme culture of Sopranos fans, and I'm like, do you even get why the show's great, or do you just like, are you just
it almost felt like
cool?
they started watching it ironically or something.
Like,
dude,
that's what was annoying about it.
There was almost an ironic tone to certain people, right? The memification of it felt ironic.
Remember the audience reaction?
But it's like you're not. We know they're like dumb Italian. The characters are dumb Italians, but it's like
it's so much more depth.
They're like all really accomplished actors,
but it's all really surface level takes on it. They're like, dude, like Tony, like this, and he loves ducks. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
There's no. They don't understand that
like,
you're going
dude,
through an existential crisis. That
still
he's
cares
just
about his hair so much, dude. Hilarious.
Yeah, when we went and saw the movie,
the audience reaction of many saints was just like
the movie was one of the funniest experiences of my life. Watching Devan sit in his seat. So it was me, Devan, and then his girlfriend was right next to him. And there are people who were like somehow enjoying the movie.
Like
it seemed like it was all the new fans enjoying it and stuff. And Devan was, anytime somebody would like laugh at a joke that was like fucking just terrible, Devan would look at the person. He would turn around and he would glare at somebody.
I couldn't
and you could just see Ida like trying to, Devan's girlfriend trying to calm him down.
You'd hear in the middle of the movie, you'd hear Ida be like, sit down, relax.
So funny. You know what I think was wrong with the movie is that the movie was trying to intentionally be be Like it felt like it was like
everything was.
It felt like a Mad TV sketch.
It was a mockery
of
The Sopranos. Absolutely.
I'm not even gonna blame any like Chase or anybody. Once I read into the fact that like he had a family emergency and didn't direct it, and like that's why there was no real focus on it after a while. Like
it felt to me like he wanted a payday, and he wrote something on a napkin that was like, okay, so it's Christopher's dad, and like so Silvio is like this, and then he's like, okay, there's like, give me $20 million bucks, and you guys can do whatever you want with that. Like I don't care.
But it feels like the movie kind of came and went. Like
that's
really,
what's great about it.
Yeah, that's almost what's kind of good about it.
It almost doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It was just. I'm glad they all got their money.
That's the only like silver lining is that David Chase got paid a fuckload of money.
That James Gandolfini's son was good in it.
He was. I was worried about him the most.
He was the best part.
The best fucking part of the movie.
Like that kid was fucking good.
He was good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's not his fault that like there's no context to anything he's doing. Like when he's driving the ice cream truck, and you're like,
there was insanely weird aspects of the movie. If you're an actual Sopranos fan,
there was.
The scene when Tony steals the ice cream truck. Yeah. They kick the man out of the ice cream truck while it's moving. That almost kills him. But then they go, no, but they were good guys, though. They drive to a Little League game, and then Tony gets out on the field and hands ice cream out to all the kids. And then Dickie Moltisanti, Christopher's dad in the show, he has that whole dream where he's like, what if I was a good guy? His idea of a good guy means that he's coaching a blind baseball team. That's like his idea of like, what do good people do out there? They coach blind kids playing Little League.
It's such an extreme.
It's so weird.
Oh, well, I guess I'll just have to choke out my guma for fucking a black guy instead in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
It was the strangest movie.
I know, just so many drastic turns. Like,
well, they made Silvio a bald.
That was the worst.
Silvio's been
they made
bald
Corrado like a massive loser, like retard cuck. Like he was like the most pathetic person ever. It was just like.
No, Corrado was like gay in the movie.
Yeah.
Like he was like very effeminate.
Yeah,
it was
like
a strange.
They just shit on everything you loved about a lot of the characters, but whatever. I'm now
Yeah.
getting angry, but it's
Do you
like
remember
that was
remember the
shit.
scene when Johnny Boy Soprano is coming back from prison and he just sees that there's like a black doctor living in his neighborhood and just immediately comes in. He's like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, I feel like a mobster would just come in and still have their party if they had a problem with it, keep it in the back of their mind and deal with it later.
Yeah. Chris, could I pay you like $50 to call Imperioli right now?
Truly, like, you have no idea how many moments throughout that day I was like, how do I, like, befriend this guy?
That's all I would have been thinking
for the rest of my natural life. Like, is there a way I could, like, save his life today or something? Like,
pay a fake mugger to
I wanted to figure anything out.
him.
I was considering, like decreasing the air in his tires, like letting the air out of his tires, and then,
You're like,
and then I catch it and I go, oh my God, Mr. Imperioli, what is that?
You got one of those R16s. I got one in the back of my trunk. Don't worry about it.
The night before, I was like reading up on rock bands and
trying to make conversation,
philosophy,
so you like Lou Reed, huh?
I was like, I like to take a walk on the wild side, Michael. Oh man,
what is his phone number though?
Yeah,
give it out publicly. Come on,
we'll text him later.
Come on.
That is cool though. My proudest moment is that he saw City Guys.
That's pretty fucking wild.
I think that's just fucking cool that he saw City Guys.
Yeah,
that's the coolest thing that's ever happened.
I want to nominate you for sainthood, by the way.
That was
even though he probably like was at dinner with his wife and he was like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna watch that, but yeah, seems like a fun guy.
No, because we talked about it. He
actually watched it?
I know he watched it. I know he watched it because he referenced the wall thing.
He did. He watched till the end.
He referenced the wall thing.
Joey, what the fuck, dude?
We are the biggest losers. in the world.
I can't believe we got that to happen.
Because he said, "Oh yeah, I saw the video." He goes, he just said, man, these guys are crazy. They were walking into the wall. You know what he said? It's because it sparked a conversation. He said, those two guys remind me of the guys. He was complaining. He wasn't really complaining, but he was telling me what it reminded him of. He said that in the Tristate area, there's a bunch of these kind of fanboys.
Yeah, you told me this. Yeah,
that like want to be like who love the Sopranos. Go to every convention. Yeah, go anywhere he goes, even if he's like comes out of a store, they know that he's there, and they're like sign this and everything. He goes, those two guys in that sketch, those characters reminded me of those guys.
Yeah, like the fake mobsters. I've heard about people like this, where they wear the tracksuits and they have no connection to mafia, but they're kind of like they like pretending like they're in it.
It's like organized crime, stolen valor.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like autistic people,
but they're like fanboys. At the same time, they find these guys, all the guys that were in the Sopranos, ask them to sign stuff. They go to all the conventions. He goes, those guys that ran into the wall. I'm
sure his life has been. I'm sure he's had to run into way more of those guys than he's ever wanted to. Especially living in New York. Like, you're always going to be Christopher Moltisanti. Like, he's legitimately one of the most iconic characters ever in anything.
He can't even escape him on the set of This Fool. I mean, it's like...
it's like the other actors in shows he does for the rest of his life are like, that's Christopher Moltisanti.
I think we were making jokes, like, while we were shooting the thing that, like, we were just going to be annoying about it and be like, hey, guys, keep it down. You don't want Michael to whack anyone here. We kept making jokes like that. We kept
making jokes where we were going to be, like, the biggest hacks of all time. He, like, walks off the set. He's like, I'm quitting the show. Like, these guys suck. We just keep being like, oh, hey, Michael, don't whack me. Oh, man.
Yeah.
What I would give to be his son.
You look like his son in that photo.
Yeah.
I do a little bit.
Yeah. You guys look like each other in that photo.
I look like a real piece of shit in this photo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you guys could definitely be related.
Yeah.
I can't believe that's him. That's crazy. That's the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. And the last.
Is this like a big vie to get into season 2? Is that why you brought it?
Chris, I have nothing now. I don't even look at Chris rest of the time. I don't know what's happening in my career. I
really need something.
Maybe if I knew a friend with a TV show that had pull.
You're like, Chris, Kobe died. My best friend Jack died.
I'm like, God, I don't know. I don't know what would pull me out of the depression that Jack dying put me in. I mean, maybe
I don't know.
2 of a show. But I don't even know anybody that has a show.
Getting the chance to act with a Soprano again.
I'm like, come on. I mean, Walter seemed like a big character. He sold. He's come back.
And then you're like, I want to know that guy's backstory.
How about this, Chris? 3-episode arc, season 2, all about Walter, the weird guy in his garage.
The weird guy, yeah. I see it.
Yeah,
I see it too. And I've written a whole season.
Yeah.
Let me pull
Chris sees himself walking into the Verizon store to get a new phone number.
You're like Colin Quinn with what was it? What was that Crocodile Dundee movie? Did you ever hear that story on O&A?
I think I know what you're talking about. But what?
Colin Quinn was on O&A and he was talking about how in the late 80s he was basically an extra on Crocodile Dundee. Not even the first one, part 2. It was like Crocodile Dundee in New York or whatever.
The New York one.
And then he goes, I took it upon myself to go, oh, they don't understand New York. So he went and rewrote the whole script. And then turned it into the director.
Put it in.
And that the director just looked at him like, what are you?
Have you ever seen Crocodile Dundee? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and that he made himself he made himself like Crocodile Dundee's sidekick. That shows him the real New York. It's one of my favorite Colin Quinn stories.
I fucking love, by the way. Yeah. I love you and I have to be the only people that have ever been on TV in the last 10 years that like give a fuck about O&A.
About old O&A.
And we talk about
We talk about old
all the time. Little do they know. You can't let it out.
No, one time we had a bonding moment at a Taco Bell. Oh no, it was at a Pollo Loco over in like Atwater. Because we realized we were the same loser because we started talking about how we both enjoy beige frequency documentaries and porcelain documentaries. And then Devan was like, "You're a loser, dude." And I was like, "Yeah." That's great moment about
we're talking about them like they're like amazing like
we were like, man, these docs are blowing our minds.
We're like, dude, did you see fucking Porcelain's newest?
You do like a homeless cat secret handshake. Yeah.
Yeah, we're the first homeless cats to have on TV.
Those beige frequency documentaries and porcelain documentaries, and then when you went heavy on like I watched the podcast, so when you went heavy on the homeless cats, that killed me, dude.
That was an interesting episode.
And after that episode, I was like texting Devan like lines from that. It just killed me.
Joey's Raging Bull impression as
as a Jake LaMotta doing like big fucking
gotta clock in at Shanks.
I thought there was a small, it was a big cat, and then like a bunch of homeless, like the actual homeless cats came in. By the way, I'm one of you guys.
Yeah,
like, I don't know I don't know why I said that. They came in and there was like a big thread where they loved us, and then 3 days later there was another thread where
they turned their backs on you guys?
Yeah, exactly.
So there was a
huge thread where it was like, this is amazing, these guys are hilarious, they killed shop. And then 3 days later, another thread, identical thread, just the podcast, and like, hey, check this out. Every comment was like, fuck these guys. Like, they turned.
That's what's so crazy about the internet. And
what happened?
Like,
why do you think they turned? Did they think that you guys were jumping like on a bandwagon of hitting Shab, or like?
I kind of think that.
I think maybe that, but I also think there's so many people on those subs. The day that people liked us,
it's the night shift at
20,000 people.
The day shift liked us, and the night shift was like, I don't know.
It's just different people catching it. So then a week later, people are like, stop fucking support. These guys are trying to get views for their podcast. Like, fuck these losers. Like, that type of thing. And you're like, all right. There's like the homeless cats. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of them. They're an elite league.
I want to neuter them.
There's so many people on that forum. So the day that people liked us was like, okay, maybe 15,000 people that saw it liked us, and then there's still 100,000 people.
It's like a cultural phenomenon at this point, where like the people that have banded together to hate Shab, I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Like if any other movement had that kind of unity, like if Black Lives Matter had that kind of
it's true.
There would be no injustice for black people at all.
Yeah, they're like an AA for bad taste. Like they at one time had bad taste, now they all have to meet up. And redeem themselves.
They're the most they're more organized than the government.
It seems like they've made that guy cry.
Definitely. Brendan Schaub is in multiple lawsuits. Like he's like suing YouTube channels.
I feel bad
of like people just sitting in their room talking about him, and he's like upset. He's upset.
No, yeah,
I get it.
They're really good at being hateful.
Imagine being like that funny and like having people hate you.
Genius goes unnoticed for such a long time.
It's a thing. It's really a
like
Van
Picasso.
Gogh situation.
Yeah, Van Gogh.
Yeah.
He just won't get his recognition until he's dead.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
When it's too late.
Real Emily Dickinson.
He's ahead of his time.
Yeah. You got to get Brendan Schaub in season 2.
I'm doing that.
Oh, dude. I think he's Mexican.
Yeah. You would honestly get a lot of people would watch. You'd get a whole new viewership.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Truly. Get him in.
Yeah. The viewership's already annoying me.
Give the homeless cats a home.
Yeah, that's true. I need to get those guys on.
What's the coolest thing you've been able to do since, like, you're in a, you were on fucking Billboard. It was, like, weird as hell. You were on billboards and shit.
Didn't you fly, like, a bird off your arm or something?
Yeah, we were just talking about it when you were gone.
Oh, shit, my bad.
And we were talking about how dead inside I was about it. I felt so dead inside that I was like, I couldn't even be like, this is funny, ironically, or whatever. I was just like, let's get this over with, you know?
Did Trends hit you up and be like, dude, I saw the show?
Yeah, Trends was
Did he
like...
really?
No, he did.
You had to cut Trends out of your life.
I cut Trends out of my life, I said.
Have you heard from any, like, old... Not enemy. I don't... You're not...
No, but like exes.
I got enemies.
Have you heard from old people you never thought you'd ever hear from that are like, holy shit, dude, I saw you on TV.
Just exes?
Yeah,
Are they all trying to get back with you?
No, they're just writing. They're all fucking married with kids and shit. They're just
that
like,
must
happy
feel
for you.
nice.
They still reached
It feels
out.
great.
Yeah.
It feels
Like a
great.
chick who broke up with you, hitting you up, and you just being like, all right, yeah, I'll be doing good.
You know why? 'Cause it feels nice when I would get those messages at 2 a.m. And I said,
That's their cheating.
I said, bitch, you thinking about me.
That's enough to break up with them.
Yeah.
That means they're cheating.
And you know what I would do? I'd just send back a thumbs up.
Oh my God, that's
Send back the K.
Yeah. You send back a thumbs up and then go, this is you under my thumb.
Did that hooker in a Gardena hit you up that you smoked meth with 10 years ago?
Well, guys, there goes season 2.
Hey, it's your pin tweet. I imagine there was a vetting process for the show.
It's my pin tweet. Yeah, during the vetting process, it wasn't even them. So one of the guys that I did the show with, he was like, you should go through your tweets and... What about that pin tweet? You're talking about meth and prostitutes. Like, it's fine. Just leave
They know who I am, right?
Yeah. And he was like, all right, fine.
Yeah. Did you have to delete? Did you delete any old tweets or anything?
No, actually, I never.
You don't really do like that.
Yeah, I just tweet jokes.
Yeah.
So I never tweeted like crazy, and I never treated Twitter like a diary. Like, you know, people in 2010 who just tweeted like
anything,
anything, because they were just like had thoughts in their heads and they didn't have friends to call.
Yeah.
I hate when people do that. Call your fucking friends, you loser. Like,
Yell this into the sky. Why are you writing this and publishing it online?
I know there's
Share your racist thoughts with your friends. That's what friends are for.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what's funny. The difference between you and I, like, if I were about to get a show, people wouldn't say, like, you need to delete your tweets. They'd be like, you need to change who you are. Can you delete your soul?
Yeah, you need like a power cleaning
like, Devan,
of
you need
your
to delete your
image.
tweets. I'm like, all right. I deleted 150,000 last night. I think I'm safe now.
Yeah. Stop yelling at people.
Yeah, that's always scared me about the. Were you scared at all that that they showed you wouldn't over some cancellation type bullshit like a thing
Chris is such a good guy.
You don't really do
Like,
anything.
Chris is the one person that I know that I'd be like, there's no way to cancel. He's the nicest person
dude,
I've
I
ever
remember they were trying to cancel Melissa Villasenor from SNL, and I was like, what the fuck? Everybody,
you know what?
I don't know, like a tweet that said like gay or something. You know,
because in 2008, I mean, I love her. She's a sweet person, but she was treating Twitter like a diary.
Just saying,
or just like. You know, tweeting random things.
That's when people got in trouble.
Yeah, that's when people got in trouble. So it was crazy.
It does sort of sound like an 08 Melissa Villasenor.
Yeah,
was just like, yo, I fucking like God hates fags, and I'm with I'm me and the Westboro Baptist Church are headed to Minneapolis
protesting funerals.
Yeah, she didn't. It was like silly things. Like she wrote, like she goes, this Chinese lady was mean to me. She looked like a dog. And that's what she got, like.
Right.
She had tweets
like Chinese people look like dogs now, Melissa? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
No,
Well, Chris didn't even have to delete all his Stop the Steal tweets. People don't know this. Chris is one of those Mexicans that like hates Mexicans.
Yeah.
He calls ICE on his family and everything. He's like, deport him.
I'm Latinos for Trump.
Yeah, Latinos for Trump. He's a Latinos for Trump.
You were obsessed with the Dominion machines for a while.
He still is.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of, what's that sheriff in Arizona?
Arpaio.
I'm a big Arpaio fan. I'm just like those old school, like, respectability politics with minorities. I'm just like, put them in pink outfits, you know?
Wouldn't happen if you filled out the paperwork and did it the right way.
Yeah, I'm like those old Chicanos that are like, I don't know, bro, I got here already. Like, my parents got here in the 70s. They did it the right way. Like,
that's the Orange County
Latinos. Yeah,
Orange County Latinos are just like, I don't know, I got my paperwork. They'll fucking rat on their grandfather. They get him out of here. Be like, I want to make that my game room.
Yeah, those scumbags.
He's just sitting in there watching Jeopardy every night, fucking, jacking off to the weather lady on telenovela. Oh man.
Yeah, for a while, Boyle Heights had a Facebook group. Then it was like,
was it the Defend Boyle Heights? Yeah, those guys were crazy.
Oh my god, anti-gentrification.
No, not that. This was, it was like, you're from Boyle Heights when, and it had like thousands of members, and really? It would be constantly like Latinos from like Texas and like Florida would just like join the group and just talk shit
and then
about,
make it. Yeah,
it was insane. Like, yeah, but it was one of the most active, like, hated. It was crazy.
Yeah.
We were there. Remember when we were in Boyle Heights?
When Trump got elected?
7, 8. No, I'm talking about like.
That was crazy.
Well, maybe it was around when Trump got elected. I don't remember, but we went to that bookstore in the Boyle Heights, the Mariachi Square.
Yeah, their little bookstore.
And we were visibly like not liked. We walked in, and the person, the person working there, like I remember I remember a obvious vibe of like, because they had the no gentrification.
Yeah,
shit
that guy was like a La Raza hipster.
Yeah, like a La Raza guy. Yeah, La Raza guy.
But I remember the first day I moved there, my mom's blonde. Like I was walking down the street with her, and the only
your family are Nazis.
Yeah, they're Nazis.
I listened to the podcast.
She was wearing
an honor to be here.
She was wearing Doc Martens.
I've been waiting to be here for like a year now.
You talking to John is like you, Devan meeting Imperioli.
Yeah, this is like,
I know this. Yeah. His uncles were Nazis.
No, they like.
He does jujitsu.
Chris, I wanted to give you this moment. I know it's like your Make-A-Wish.
I've been wanting to meet John for a long time.
It's fine. It's fine. No, I was walking down the street with her, and like the only time I ever felt like I was getting like racially anything, was literally these guys are like driving by me and my mom, and then this guy rolls up behind the window and she goes, "Hey, white boy, fuck Donald Trump," and then drives away. But that was it.
But those weren't like those like La Raza hipsters. Those they were like gangster dudes, right?
But those guys are like hated sometimes.
Like,
all the people here like think they're annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
I love that even though it's Boyle Heights, we're still in LA, so it's like the most liberal area. So they're like, dude, fuck Donald Trump. They're like, we got him. That's his guy.
But that specific area, like that cross street, is so like people were calling that the Arts District.
Yeah, that's right. And it's not.
It's not. Yeah, it is absolutely not. And like that cross street specifically, like First and Boyle, is pretty like.
Well, they got a bunch of galleries to leave. There was like a London gallery there and a New York gallery, and then they fucked it up so many times that they're like, we're just leaving.
I kind of am in favor of that. I don't mind that.
I don't mind that.
Do you remember do you know the Crenshaw Cowboy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the Crenshaw Cowboy apparently
he was there when I grew up in that neighborhood. So he was
West Adams.
The Crenshaw Cowboy, the guy that saw Nipsey Hussle.
No, he's the homeless guy that wears the cowboy hat at the Crenshaw exit with all the statues.
Yep, right there on the freeway. Yeah. I see that guy all the time. I love that dude, man.
They would steal his art. And then display it at galleries in like.
Are you serious?
Yes, that was one of the big scandals. It's
Holy
like people would like
shit! I
roll
know
up on
that guy. I've given that fool money.
He's so cool.
Yeah,
and like
he's great.
Crazy. But like
right when you're going on the 10 West.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I know
exactly
where.
Right there.
I give him hay.
But yeah, he's always like dancing like Michael Jackson and wearing a cowboy hat and shit.
And he wears like aluminum suit sometimes.
Yeah, he's the shit. But they were stealing his art and displaying it in like Boyle Heights at gallery.
What?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
insane.
That's what I fucking heard.
Insane.
That's what a lady, like a Latina, one of the people who like stopped that. Yeah, she was telling me that.
I wouldn't doubt it.
No, I wouldn't doubt that at all.
bet it's
Not for
totally
a second.
true.
And also, I heard a lot of the like anti-gallery stuff there was done by white people who were trying to just get rid of rival galleries.
Oh
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
There was a couple coffee shops that had to leave. 'cause
Yeah,
they
one
just kept-
coffee shop left.
kept
yeah.
getting
Dude, I remember-
rocks thrown through the window.
I woke up in the morning and I heard like these. I lived right next to. It was like an industrial building.
Are you
Like,
still
people
there?
lived- No. No.
Johnny's still
fuck no, brother.
Yeah,
No,
he was like, I lived amongst you guys long enough.
I remember but there was this industrial building right next to me, and like I was waking up, and my girlfriend was there, and I was going to work, and then she like I just heard this angelic singing, and I was like, oh, it's like people warming up, and I was like, oh, cool, well, this is kind of nice, and I get up, I go to work, and then she like texts me like 30 minutes later, and she's like, this is Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros just playing next door, and I was like, dude, they might as well just have planted a gentrification flag.
Yeah.
It was fun.
man.
They're all dressed like cult leaders.
Yeah, it's like fucking Charlie Manson's next door. It was nuts, dude. That
so
whole
funny.
place was at that time was crazy. People's rent getting raised $1,200.
Yeah,
a
it's
month.
insane.
Did
Yeah.
they get it? Did they get it lowered? Like, is that over now?
Well, it's
or-
still a lot of the buildings there because it was a Jewish neighborhood. A lot of the buildings there are still owned by those old Jewish families, in like Beverly
Yeah.
Hills. My entire block was owned by one guy, and he raised my landlady's rent.
Like Mickey Cohen grew up there.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mickey Cohen.
It was a Japanese and Jewish neighborhood.
Japanese and Jewish neighborhood for a long time.
Cantors, the first location was
Was over there, yeah.
It was called Boyle Heights because a bunch of old Jewish men had boils.
like we had so much.
No, they used to call it Boyle Heights. no,
Really?
yeah, because it was a half Jewish neighborhood. It was mostly Jewish, Mexican, and Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they ended up like throughout the 50s and 60s, they all started moving out to the west side.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but a lot of them still. There's like an old shul there on Breed.
Jewish neighborhoods always get awesome nicknames. In Maryland, there's Pikesville. It's nicknamed Kikesville.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus. Wow.
It's a very
what else?
Jewish
What else do
neighborhood.
they got?
That's the main one. That one kind of sticks to the rib, you know.
Yeah.
Once you
But
remember
Moyle
that
is
one.
not bad, is it?
Moyle Heights?
Moyle?
No.
Is
it's
Moyle a negative thing? Moyle? What's a
just-
Moyle?
A Moyle. I think a Moyle's the dude who gives the bris.
Yeah.
I think he's the dick sucker.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, they used to call it Moyle Heights. That's what I know.
A Moyle.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. He's the one that sucks the baby dicks.
I'm glad they got ran out of town.
Honestly,
a way
Boyle
cooler
Heights,
neighborhood
The food's a lot better.
Yeah.
A lot more fun. A lot more dancing. No one smells like Bengay anymore and complains about their back.
I like to imagine that, like, Devin just goes to O'Vara Street and he goes, East LA, I love it here.
I love it. And then I get people are like, "Who's it?" And I'm like, "I'm a local."
Nah, you're from here. I love that story. Don't you go for every Christmas to O'Vara Street?
I go to Felipe's.
Yeah, you go
And
to
people,
Felipe's,
there's a
yeah.
big LA controversy about like how you're supposed to pronounce Felipe's.
I
call
say
it
Felipe's.
People call it Felipe's. I've called it Felipe's growing up.
There's
I'm going
three
with
different
Estrada.
enunciations here.
I go with Estrada.
Estrada's probably right.
No. You lived closer to it, so
Wow, hey, you're gonna make me blush.
Look at these LA politics
No.
going on.
But yeah, and every Christmas Eve, like with my family, I go to Felipe's.
That's great.
And then you walk over to Olvera Street,
Street,
and
yeah.
you buy some last minute gifts, and then you get to feel cultural like at
Yeah.
Christmas. You're like, oh no, Aunt Verna, like didn't you want a wrestling mask?
My favorite was, what was it? This is, I'm just geeking out, was when you went and you were like, they put Vince Scully on the
Yeah. They made him a skeleton like immediately after he died.
and then Devin's like, they love death. They worship death. I remember I commented, I was laughing. I was like, you guys are idiots. Like, you killed me. Just like...
No, it was a million Selena shirts, and then Vince Scully is a skeleton.
As a skeleton. It killed me.
I love that. I'm a hack. I do what you were just making fun of Devin for.
Yeah.
I walk through there like once
I
a
love
week.
O'Vara Street.
Yeah.
It's cool as fuck. It's awesome.
Mr. Churro.
Cielita Lindo's still
great,
still
man.
great.
Yeah,
like
it's
still
still
great
great.
food.
The little restaurant across from it is really good.
Yeah,
too,
that
in
one's really good.
basement.
Yep.
Yeah.
John and I went to it's not on this side of town, but we went to
Oh,
Goylagetza.
yeah, right there in
fuck me.
Koreatown.
Yeah.
That fucking
I used
place
to go
is
there all the
amazing.
time.
That place is
Hawaiian
crazy.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Fuck, it's good.
Amazing.
They got the mole enchiladas. Yeah,
Holy
yeah.
shit. And the mole on
Amazing.
the chips before you... Oh, my
It was-
God.
Yeah,
It
that
was-
brown
Dude.
sweet mole. Oh.
Pretty
Oh,
great.
my God, dude.
Yeah. But that's like not. What is the difference between Oaxacan food and just Mexican food?
It's mole, I think.
It's just a specific.
It's
it's to the state.
Are
of that area.
Are they the only ones that eat crickets?
No, they eat crickets in other places.
Okay.
Yeah.
You racist.
Yeah, John was expecting there to be crickets.
Well, I know because they have clayuda. And I was like, I know the traditional, like, it's got like grass on it.
Scumbag.
Nice question, Nazi.
Like in the central and southern part of the country, they eat crickets.
Yeah. John got the tan Dickies fajitas.
The Dockers.
Just some sizzling Dickies shorts.
You got the Carhartt
My grandmother called
quesadilla.
every Mexican dish a taquito.
I don't know. I don't want to know what your Nazi uncle called it.
He didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, no.
I'll have the steel toe taco, please.
Man.
How much time have we done?
Well, we're good. We could wrap it up whenever.
Whenever you guys want.
We're just reminiscing about L.A.
Chris
is the ultimate. You really should be like
about
mayor,
LA.
honestly. You're like
I would vote for you for
I'd vote
mayor.
for- yeah.
I've never voted. I'll start.
You'd be
if
better
you
than
run.
that other fucking. Who's the other
would.
Mexican we had? The corrupt Mexican.
Villagrosa.
Jose.
Villaraigosa.
Dude, I
Villaraigosa.
met the guy who got stabbed in that group.
Oh, really?
So that was at a fucking St. Francis football game, bro.
Whoa.
So
That was
Villagrosa went to
high school,
Cathedral,
by the way,
right?
Chris.
So he went to Cathedral, and like I guess in the 70s that was like the Latino all boys school, and then like St. Francis is a bunch of white guys, and they had a football match, and I was driving Uber, and I picked up this dude in Pasadena. He was probably like in his like late 60s, early 70s. And he was, I don't know how the conversation went, but he was like, yeah, I was the guy who got stabbed in that
Crazy.
altercation. And what happened was the two football teams at the end of the match, I don't even think it was the football teams, it was like fans, they got in a fist fight like right outside the St. Francis football field. And that dude was like 19 at the time, and his younger brother called and was like, hey, you need to come down here and help break this up. And he went down there and he was like, I'm trying to like get kids aside. And then like it just got too wild and he's like, fuck it, I'm going to leave. And then somebody was like, yo, you've been stabbed in the back. Oh. He didn't even notice he'd been
just
stabbed.
walking around with the knife.
Yeah.
And
well, then it was, and he was like, and then he was like, yeah. And then he was the dude who went to that Villagrosa meeting and was like, hey, you like were in a group of people where I got stabbed. Like,
Crazy.
It was crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Because he was stabbed.
He was stabbed.
And that hurts.
My favorite was when they would make fun of him on Reno 911. Remember when they would make fun of they would have George Lopez play the mayor of Reno? And he was always on coke and like.
Oh, I vaguely remember
I
that.
loved him. I didn't realize that they were doing like a parody. Like
it was doing a parody of Villaraigosa. Yeah.
He was getting like really hot Telemundo chicks.
Yeah, he was getting Telemundo chicks. Yeah.
Was he corrupt? Was he a good mayor?
He was kind of corrupt.
He was a corrupt guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but compared to like the other shit.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, he's not that bad at all.
Does Garcetti pretend he's Latino?
Mob connected, isn't he?
Garcetti's old Italian Jewish guy.
All Italian Jews.
His dad got murdered, right?
Gil?
In his house.
No,
wait,
Gil?
who was that guy who got killed in Silver Lake?
That was not a mayor.
That was not a mayor?
It was just a gay guy in Silver Lake. He was killed for
what?
Monkeypox.
What about that crazy ass West Hollywood city council member that would like
Ed
Buck. Ed Buck. That fool that would get all those like he would pick up like young black male prostitutes and shoot them up with meth.
Huge
and
Clinton
shit.
Foundation guy.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
right.
Like 3 of them died, I think. Like three dudes died.
Yeah,
Well,
that's right.
they had to declare his house like a drug house, and he was accessory to like murders and shit. He would basically like beat off while guys like injected heroin. He would like
Did he
force
go to
them do
prison?
more. I think so. Yeah, it got really bad. Because bodies would just get dumped in front of his house.
That's fucking insane.
Like it's crazy.
But it went on for decades.
It went on for a long
time. And I think like it wasn't just the dead body. Like there were a lot of guys like getting like raped and like ODing and stuff, and like it was just a bad situation. There's a lot of shit like that. Did you ever heard of El Troquero?
Which one?
It was a bar on Cesar Chavez, right in the bowl, right by the Shakey's Pizza.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it was right there, and it was the district attorney of Los Angeles had to ban all the employees from going there. They got a restraining order against the employees from going there because it was a den of like basically gun dealing and drugs for the Tiny Boy gang. And like 6 guys got shot in the head right outside. It was crazy. Like just nuts.
This
shit
is
like
John's
that.
wheelhouse. Like
Joey, look at it.
Joey and I just stared at each other. We're like, John's going off now. He gets to bring up all the people he knows in the city that have been shot in the head or stabbed or raped to death.
You should have worked at fucking Pacific Dining car.
Oh, really?
I feel like you work in the equivalent of like
It kinda.
tax. Yeah,
That'd be way cool, dude. Is Pacific Dining Car coming back?
Closed.
I know the one in even the one in downtown. It's over forever?
It's over forever.
What the fuck are we doing, dude? What is with this city?
I don't know.
I love that one in Santa Monica.
Dude, what is that?
That one in Santa Monica was great, but that downtown location.
The downtown
I never went to that one.
The best.
I didn't even know there was another one.
Yeah. That's where they filmed Training Day and a bunch of shit.
I can't believe it. No one's going to buy it and turn it into...
They're like, I think, trying to save it, the location or something, but it...
God, dude.
Yeah. They didn't even hit 100 years. I think it got to 99.
Damn.
LA has no fucking respect.
There's just no sense of history.
Yeah.
What's
not
next?
like other cities.
The pantry? Are they gonna? The pantry gonna go? And
that would suck if that. But you know that'll never go because like old school money owns that. Like Richard Riordan. You know, remember that mayor?
Yeah.
Richard Riordan.
I don't even like the pantry that much.
Pantry's
I
fucking
love
good.
the pantry.
That sourdough.
What?
The sourdough is
sourdough.
Dude, the coleslaw pantry kicks.
You know, the first thing that popped in my head was the fucking hash browns, though.
The hash browns are fucking awesome too.
Yeah. To me,
here's the
sourdough.
thing.
Fuck are you
There's
talking
no
about?
place like the pantry in LA. It's like an East Coast place.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like a tiny little diner.
we don't have shit like that. It's like cash only, and so the pantry, Kohl's, and Felipe's are like the top 3 like historical places I can remember. And I'm sure there's a lot of places.
You ever go
on
to
the
that
South
Nick's
side.
Diner?
Nick's is great.
Yeah,
Nick's is great. That's a cop place.
Yeah, it's a cop place.
They have the breakfast burritos. Is that the place?
They have really good scrambles.
Nick's is the place across from LA Park.
Do they have
LA
breakfast
historic.
burritos?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome sign.
Yeah.
Right next to that Highland Park Brewery.
Yeah,
That's totally not in Highland Park, but they say it's a Highland Park brewery.
Yeah, I know which one. It's like in Glendale.
That's like my favorite shit about. My favorite thing about like new LA like hipsters is that they just pretend they'll just make up that they're in the neighborhood. So it'll be like Boyle Heights Brewery and you're in like Pasadena.
The worst thing that ever we were working the other day and the corporate guys, they said let's order from this sandwich place, and it's like this pretentious sandwich place in Atwater, and all the sandwiches are they're really good sandwiches, but it's so you feel like such a
you got to get this American life.
It's called the Ira Glass sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
You're talking about
RGB
talking about
sub.
wax paper.
Yeah.
It is good.
Wax paper is
great.
pretty good sandwiches.
It's phenomenal.
They're phenomenal
but dog,
sandwiches.
You feel like a fucking idiot.
No, it's really annoying. Yeah, you got to order the fucking.
You feel like, all right, I want the Ira Glass, or what's that other dude with the Larry Mantle?
I go to places like that. I can't even say the name out loud. I just point at the thing.
The only place that's allowed to do that is fucking Pink's.
Yeah, Pink's. I don't mind it. Yeah, Pink's.
I don't even do that
Pink
shit at
sucks anyway.
fucking.
It's okay.
I don't even do that at fucking IHOP. I'm not gonna say like, I'll take the moons over my hammy like a fucking retard.
Let me get the piggies and blankets.
God.
When I was a kid, I just thought it was Moons Over Miami. Yeah. And I was like, why the fuck did they name the sandwich that?
And then you grew up.
And then I
learned a few things.
I learned how to read.
I really wanted to be like, that sucked, John.
It was a thing that popped in.
You thought it,
Before you
said
speak,
it.
have somewhere to go with it next
good.
time.
I saw your
Running
face
a
too.
fucking podcast here.
That's just clear.
He goes, well, this is over.
The pod is
let's end
getting
it.
fucked
Let's wrap it up
Let's
now,
wrap it up.
thanks to the dipshit over there.
You ruined it.
Oh,
You ruined the whole show.
Let's just re-record. I mean, this
John,
sucked.
I felt like a proud father watching John talk about people shot in the head to
Me
Chris.
too. I was swooning. I was over here
know.
like
Oh
with
God. I love
butterflies.
LA talk about
I
LA
love
for
LA
fucking
shit.
hours.
Yeah, me too.
That's the thing. Like, I feel like we could literally we could do a podcast with Chris every week and have new stuff to talk about.
No, I love
LA.
talking about LA shit.
No one talks about LA shit.
No,
Every podcast on the East Coast, that's New York, around the way.
Have you guys-
So when you get above 105th, are you crazy?
Have you guys read the Michael Mann wrote the novel The Heat?
Yeah, I
it's
saw it.
fucking good.
Is it actually
It's
really?
fucking good.
Because it made me laugh when I
it's
saw
fucking
that there's a book called Heat 2. I was like, is Michael Mann have brain damage now? I was like, what's going on?
Maybe I'm a cornball and I just love Heat so much. Because I love Heat. I love Collateral. Like even
Collateral is one of my favorite LA movies ever.
I'm such a fucking like. I'm such an idiot that when I saw that fucking coyote scene, I was like, that shit is deep. And then it's like fucking Audio Slave.
We're the same person.
We're
the same person. I get drunk and I play that scene for people. I go, "This, you want to see LA in a nutshell?" I'll get drunk on my couch and be like, "This is LA."
He was on I heard him on that WTF podcast, and he was like, I was like, I want to hear what he has to say. And he was talking about for Collateral, he drove around like with detectives, LAPD homicide detectives, patrol units, and he went to every different part of LA. He goes, I went to South Central, I went to Watts, I went to Compton, I went to San Pedro. Like I was in just learning everything about like LA for Collateral.
Well, I understand some people here like Richie that are they're
he hates Collateral.
I'm
not a big fan.
You don't like Collateral?
I love the scene, the wolf scene. I love certain aspects of it.
It's a coyote. What a East Coast thing. Why don't you get back to Ann Arbor?
I just hate the movie. I can't connect with Michael Mann movies really at all.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense. Like Heat?
There's scenes I like.
Oh, and
I love the scene like where they rob the bank. The bank robbery scene's incredible. But
Wayne Grove, he's a fucking Nazi that killed a black prostitute in the movie. Like,
exactly.
Everything. Remember Wayne Grove?
Wayne Grove.
Danny Trejo's in it. He lives in that fucking cool stilted house.
Danny Trejo's, he's robbing the bank so he can make money for Trejo's tacos.
I can't connect with Michael Mann.
I don't get that opinion, honestly, because
Have you seen Thief?
Yes, with
that James Caan
movie. Yeah.
That's
Thief's like a really good,
phenomenal.
Really great classic movie.
I like that.
All I can
movie.
think about this entire conversation is what happens in Heat 2.
Oh, I just started it, but it's fucking good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a copy tonight.
Collateral, honestly, no movie has ever captured L.A. at night better than that movie.
Oh yeah,
truly.
Because it's lonely.
If you're from L.A.,
it's lonely.
No movie I've ever seen has captured the alienation and like how much you could get away with in the middle of the night because
and you have to drive
it's
everywhere.
so distant and
shit shuts down here.
You're so alone. Yeah, you really can.
And he dies on the blue line, which is the line you would die on.
And of course, no one's even fucking on it to see because that's what L.A. is like. It literally, there's no one ever fucking around.
Yeah,
it's a callback to the line where he's like, he tells the story about the bomb was on a fucking blue line for whatever. Now,
the only absurd thing about Collateral is the plot, which is like it makes it a fun little movie, but it still does it right in my mind.
I love it.
I think that I fucking love Collateral.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, maybe there aren't hitmen like that in real life, exactly like that. Maybe not, but it's a movie. It's fucking fun and it's awesome. It's
Tom Cruise is great in it.
Yeah,
Tom Cruise is awesome. I heard that Michael Mann cast him because he's like a sociopath. Tom Cruise, seems like a sociopath.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that's why he's great in Magnolia.
Did you know that
love him in Magnolia?
Christian Bale based Patrick Bateman on Tom Cruise. He was like, I'm trying to figure out a guy that is super charismatic and engaged, but there's something sick and cold
Imagine
about him.
telling him that at a party. Be like, Tom, listen, I want you to know I modeled my whole character.
He's so detached that he would be like, that really means a lot to me.
He'd be like, he would. He's so out there.
It is a big
He'd be like, oh, thanks. Man.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I can't connect with it.
No, you actually, I can't even trust your opinion on Collateral.
A lot of people,
it's all based in like hating that we like it too much.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the worst movie ever. Let's just get that out of the way. You know what I mean?
Also, Richie's opinions on the movie real quick. I'm going to interrupt you again. I'm going to I'm going to really step over you.
I don't care.
The music in the club scene, he's completely wrong.
It's horrible.
No, you're like literally
I was not wrong about
that. You're completely wrong and you defend it every time.
Yeah.
It's a famous
trance song
that they use at clubs.
There's a lot of famous trance songs, but
that's one of the most famous trance songs. You were shit on in the comments last time we did this argument.
Is it the one where he goes to the Korean club?
And he's breaking necks and shooting fat Korean guys.
He wants to hear that old school techno one. I don't want no short dick, man.
Your complaint with that never made sense to me. That's like maybe the most accurate scene.
I just don't like. I don't like the music choice. I hate that club scene.
Imagine if it was the Mortal Kombat
that's one of my least
song.
Favorites. That's what
the
it
Mortal
sounds
Kombat
like.
techno song.
It might as well be. It might as well be. That's
John Wick kind of ripped
the choices.
John Wick stole from Collateral. They stole that whole scene from Collateral. It's an iconic scene.
It's iconic. Gaines, you're out of control.
And Richie over here fucking just with his Kikesville opinion.
Jesus Christ. The person I don't believe in. Well, all right, let's not get into Collateral. It gets heated. Devin starts fighting dirty.
It gets heated. I don't shit on any East Coast movies that Richie finds all touching. I don't go like, The Wire stinks.
Because it doesn't.
It's great.
No, The Wire.
There's some parts that are a little slow. No, I love The Wire. I'm kidding. I'm just trying to. I'm just shitting on.
He's not trolling, Richie.
Yeah, what's the East Coast thing? Oh, The Sopranos. Like the best things are the East Coast things. But I don't even hate Collateral for it being an LA thing. It has nothing to do with that. I can't connect to the characters.
It just doesn't do anything.
I don't care about the story. The LA stuff doesn't matter to me, so it's not
Michael
really
Mann's
setting
bad
in.
at romance. I'll give Richie that.
Public Enemies was bad. Remember Public Enemies?
That movie
Sucked.
That was bad.
horrible. You know, the best critique I heard of that was they it took you out of the movie because they did that Steadicam thing.
Yep.
And it took place in the 20s or
and
30s.
it looks so digitized, right?
Yeah, and that just really doesn't ground the film.
Yeah.
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 Heat, I love Heat, but Heat could have like 45 minutes cut off of it. I really personally,
that's true, but I still love it.
I still love it. I watch it all the time, but I don't care about like Natalie Portman at home. I don't care about the home life of any. Like Michael Mann is never really good at like showing like romance or home life or it's all the stuff.
It's
like
all two bad dudes getting to know each other that he's great at.
That's what's amazing, and he's amazing at just capturing the city.
One of my favorite memories of my entire life is. We all have a friend who has an autistic son that's obsessed with the North Hollywood shootout.
Oh, yeah, that shootout is great.
Best shootout.
Oh, this is one of the best.
I was just watching videos.
I remember seeing it as a kid.
And Devin and I were over at his house drinking, and we're like, can we show him Heat? And Johnny's like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's. You know, he's young, so it's a violent movie, but we showed it to him.
He was like, well, Cam was what, about 16 years old?
I think
that's good Heat time.
Well, yeah, but he, you know, at the time I think he was like 14-ish. I think at the time, but so anyways, we showed it to him and we're like bonding over it. He loved it, and we went and we got breakfast, and I started drinking at the breakfast, and I kind of started getting hammered, and we're talking so much about the movie that I go like, all right, Cam, on the way back to the house, we're hitting 3 banks. we go Wells Fargo, U.S. Bank, and then that one right next to it. I go, it's a fucking clean job, in, out, each one. And
it sounds so cool. It's the fucking dream. It's a dream. Even just you fucking around and saying that, I'm like, God, dude, I'm getting hard.
I know. and he's and we're having the best time ever talking about this job that we're planning. And then I just go home and like I forget about it. And then my friend calls me and he goes, dude, you gotta talk to my kid and tell him you were joking. He goes, he won't stop. Like, he thinks that you're doing a heist. You gotta tell him heists are bad. Like, robbing banks are wrong. I felt so bad, but I told him, I'm like, I was goofing, buddy. Like we're not doing it.
It's so funny.
He was convinced we were robbing banks.
He was sad that we weren't going to do the job.
That shootout was amazing. I mean, it played out like a fucking movie. Didn't the last guy end up killing himself because he was like
they both got iced. One got shot in the hand and then shot.
That's
but
right.
You know the most nefarious thing about that shootout was both those dudes took tons of muscle relaxants before doing it.
Oh, no way.
Isn't that fucking crazy? They were prepped.
Yeah.
They were ready.
So they were really like not.
So they didn't panic. So they wouldn't panic.
Yeah.
Isn't that fucking?
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Drum mag. They have their fucking clothing and AK-47s at the police museum.
Oh, right in Highland Park.
Like big dummies.
That's got to be annoying for the police.
That they're
like, these guys are fucking. They're in our
Did they kill
these legends?
Did they kill cops?
They shot one in the head, but I don't think they killed any.
The guy survived the headshot.
Yeah, he lives in like Ohio. I watched the. I was literally watching like I watch it every week. No, I was watching footage of it like 3 days ago, and they had like all the cop survivors coming and meeting. And that was at like a tough time when like there's a lot of like racism in the police department. So they were like
it was like Rampart era.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude! I used to know a police officer that was in Rampart Division. She's a female Latino cop.
Yeah, those Rampart cops. I used to work at a movie theater. And I used to work with this guy named Mike. He's my friend. He manages the strip club in West LA called Foreplay. It's like the best strip club in the city. And it's over off of like Pico and Cotner in West LA. Really good strip club. But we used to...
How are the wings?
They're shitty, but what's great is I met him when he used to work security at a movie theater. And the guy that owned the security company was this guy named Vic. He was this old school LAPD cop who worked the O.J. Simpson case and got fired with Mark Furman.
Okay.
Yeah, he knew Mark Furman. And he would say the most racist shit. Vic was like so funny. Because I would go in there and I would give him a handshake. And like we would go like, I go, hey, how you doing, Vic? Like that. He goes, Estrada, I like your handshake. He goes, you don't do all that. It's not going to be recording. We're not recording, right?
Yeah, we're not recording.
We're off the air.
Yeah, we're off.
It's safe.
No, are we for real?
No, we're recording.
We're still recording. What do you think? We were just talking with these headphones on?
All right, then he would be like, all right.
Did you think I ended the podcast and I'm just like, let's all keep holding mics?
Then I know not to say it. Then I know how to say it then.
Okay,
all right. And he would be like, I like your hand. You don't dance. You don't do all that hand dancing like.
I know where this is going. Yeah. I know where this is going.
We know what he said.
He called them silly billies.
Like all those wackadoos.
The cop I used to know.
Yeah.
The cop I used to know, she would be basically like, they would have her, because the male cops would be afraid to fight, they wouldn't beat up women. So they would have her just like kick the shit out of prostitutes for them. And then like,
Was she a lesbian?
No, straight. She's got a husband. She would beat the shit out of lesbians, prostitutes, and then like she was like, my main kind of job was basically like
She's like the Iceman for hookers.
My partner had a mistress, and she would just like park at they would take the patrol car to the house, and the mistress would just like cook food for her, and they'd be in uniform while he's fucking her in the back, and like she's just like eating Mexican food.
That's
crazy. Yeah,
insane. Reminds me of In the Watch.
Yeah,
you ever seen In the Watch? Yeah.
Or even
that's a good movie.
That is a good movie. I like David Ayer movies. Are good.
I like David Ayer too, but then I don't know what happened. He made Suicide Squad and like lost his mind.
Yeah.
End of Watch Fury was amazing.
Fury's great too.
Fury's great. Training Day's great. And then didn't he do Street Kings?
Harsh Times.
Harsh Times was great.
I like Harsh Times.
Harsh Times is great.
Yeah, he did Street Kings too. You guys remember Street Kings?
Yeah, I remember Street Kings.
I've never seen it.
I love any LA movie. I'll see the worst LA movies.
Yeah, same.
I love anything set in.
I like old bad ones like Colors. Do you watch Colors?
Colors with
Sean Penn and Robert Duvall.
Yeah, yeah.
Love that movie.
Pulling up on kids in alleys, trying to change their life in one moment. Like, you gotta stop fucking doing this. I'm giving you your last shot if I fucking see you again.
Yeah.
I'm cleaning up the streets. Then I'm gonna go hang out with Fidel Castro.
Yeah.
Go to Ukraine.
What do you think is the best LA movie ever before we get out of here? Trying to
damn, that's hard. I don't
know.
Fucking Once Upon a Time
Angels in the Outfield.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I think.
Yeah, you might be.
Boogie Nights might be in there.
Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights.
I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm gonna go.
I like
with
it better than Boogie Nights.
Me too.
Yeah, I think John nailed it.
It's definitely more of appreciation of LA.
Yeah.
Even though Boogie Nights does.
I'm gonna throw Heat in there.
Yeah,
He definitely is in the top 5, 10. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw Heat in there.
Heat's in there.
Weird to say Falling Down.
Throw Falling Down in there.
Falling Down in there
because
that's we've all
Falling
felt
Down
that.
is great.
That's just an LA feeling.
Yeah.
Like, just I'm gonna shoot everybody.
I actually prefer Mulholland Drive. I think that is the best representation.
What else? I don't know.
Yeah,
those are the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is like immediately he just conquered it. Like once you have a guy like that making an ode to
Michael Bay's Ambulance.
And to me, Colors, just for nostalgia.
Just Colors.
Like you need an old gang movie in there.
You guys,
sure.
Freedom Writers.
Freedom Writers,
That's the best LA
Hillary
movie.
Swank, just a young teacher in Long Beach trying to make a difference.
Nobody reps LA better than Hillary
Once
Swank.
Upon a Time doesn't seem like it counts though, because it's a period.
It shouldn't count. Yeah,
like it's like 70s.
Boys in the Hood, maybe. Like
Baby Boy.
Baby Boy's great.
I fucking love Baby Boy.
Bing Raymond's
Baby
Baby
Boy.
Boy.
Oh my
is
God.
amazing.
Baby Boy.
Remember when he's fucking his mom like a frog?
When he like beats him up and like has that panic attack at the end.
Yeah, Baby Boy is phenomenal.
Baby Boy is one of my
Baby Boy.
favorite movies, honestly.
Yeah,
like truly,
Baby Boy is
like
such a good
those
movie.
those cutaways to the baby in the womb.
It says so much.
That's that's really great.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't know that guy died.
John Singleton?
Yeah. I actually like hit me. I was like, fuck, that guy was making some really good stuff.
Oh,
he had that show Snowfall on FX.
Yeah.
Which him and what was it? Freeway Ricky had a falling over.
They had a falling out.
Falling out over that shit.
Oh, really? Why?
Because apparently they never went to Freeway Ricky and
To
really
ask,
asked, can we do this shit about your life?
And Freeway Ricky at that time was probably like, I am so sick of people disrespecting me. Fucking Rick Ross stole his name from me while I was in prison.
Who used to be a parole officer.
Yeah,
and
I guess I get that. Yeah. Well. Anyway, should we wrap this up?
Let's do it.
I have to pee.
Sleepy.
This was good.
All right, well,
We should do a bunch of like LA recaps with
Yeah.
Chris
Yeah.
as much as possible. We got to get you. Do you think Frankie would do this? Probably not, right?
He's too positive to
Frankie's
do this.
Frankie's like, Frankie would just sit there and be like, "Why are these fools so fucking?" Like,
they would be
they're so rude.
Yeah, that's what he would be
He'd be like,
like.
they're just all so rude.
Yeah, he would be like that.
Well, I'm gonna when I put this out. By the way, just so you know, for our viewership, I'm gonna put featuring Chris Estrada and Frankie Quinones.
Yes.
Creeper.
Yes, Creeper.
All right. Subscribe, folks, on Patreon, patreon.com/hatewatchpodcast, and leave a review on Apple. just so I could like feel better like when I take a shit in the morning and I look, 163. We got another one, just do that for me, okay? And that's it.
Jesus.
What?
That was funny for a second, then it just kind of took a melancholic turn.
Did it?
I liked it. I thought it was great.
I thought they liked it.
Okay, good.
It wasn't great.
But just analyzing the podcast like Collateral.
Just out of nowhere, I was just like, wow, why this get so sad?
What did my parents are dying, and so just like help me out here and leave a review and
have sex with me. Joey R. LaFleur on Instagram.
Yes, Joey R. LaFleur on Instagram to have sex. How's your ass cancer?
Oh yeah.
The balls. It was you know how I had that feeling in my balls a few months ago. Yeah, it's cancer. It's stage 4.
There you go. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
It reached the lungs.
I'm hearing. I haven't heard that until just now. I'm sorry.
I don't know why I'm laughing at my own demise.
What was going on?
We had this like thing where I had like this weird feeling in my testicles for a while, like 3 months ago. Mm-hmm. And we just had this running joke that I just would say like I'm dying.
I would teach Ida many times that Devan has prostate cancer because she's neurotic, and then Devan will hear about it.
I take long shits, but they don't realize that it's like just to get away from them. Yeah. So they have to pretend like I have a serious health problem, but it's like no, like literally you just stop talking. You guys stop talking, and I wouldn't take 3-hour shits.
I use the stench to get you to go away.
All right, thanks, folks.
See ya.
Later.